Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. Welcome to the Simability V8ESC Season 14, Rounds 13 and 14 from Miami Road Course B. Yes, you heard me right. We are at Homestead Miami Speedway using one of their road courses. Don't blame me, that's the official schedule. I'm Clyde Whiting, and I'm joined in the booth as usual. Joining me in commentary and doing your cameras, Mr. Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everybody. Hope you enjoy being here at Miami.
Yes, somewhere I can safely say we have never raced the V8s before.
I don't even remember ever racing here, but people have told me I've raced here a few times.
We have definitely raced something here in the past,
Right.
And I'm going to blame Jamie Wilson for it, but I'm probably wrong.
Right.
I just have a feeling that he wanted it in something and we did it, and it turned out to be a whole load of fun.
Right.
It's a strange course. I think there's a lot of places where drivers can get caught out, but there is a massive amount of the Homestead Miami Oval for drivers to race on. So I think there's going to be lots of drafting and lots of last minute overtakes. Pit entry is not particularly easy. Pit exit is not particularly easy. And the infield section, although not that difficult technically, from what I've been watching in the practice session, is very, very slippery.
Okay. I've just been looking back through all our race history, and I've raced this track in a TCR.
There you go.
Back when you were commentating the TCR Challenge.
There you go. I knew we'd been here, definitely.
I had no idea whatsoever. Anyway.
Yeah. So, you know, what's tonight going to bring? We don't know. Something that we will tell the viewers, for those of you that don't know, when you set up these races, it's done through the iRacing heat system, and basically you have a saved set of parameters, which in this case gives us a 30-minute sprint race and a 60-minute feature race. However, on iRacing, the information that we get from iRacing is telling us tonight that we have got two 30-minute sprint races and a 60-minute feature race. Now, we've checked the session setup, and that is set up correctly. So we're hoping it's just a bit of a graphical glitch from iRacing. However, after the sprint race, if we do happen to slip into another sprint race, we will busily find the commands and see if we can skip that session and go into the feature race. So if all hell breaks loose, you know what is happening. So last time out, Pete, we was at another very difficult track, but we had some very good racing from Long Beach.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was, yeah. A double win for Johnny Brandon, a second place for Simon Trundle and Tyler Newitt, and Vincent Skilbeck and Ant Woodward claimed podium places as well. In our ever exciting championship, which Pete tells me he can magically bring up on the screen for you, you can see that Simon Trendle currently leads the way, but Johnny Brandon has closed the gap. Bob Woodhouse is currently third, Ant Woodward in fourth, and Jamie Wilson in fifth. Oh, excuse me. In the team standings, Team Chimera lead the way with NQR Europe in second, and BSTV Esports Green slip up there into third place. We've been waiting for that for quite a while. In the Bill Switzer driver of the meeting, Victor Tanaka currently leads the way with 3 votes. And Woodward, Vincent Skilbeck and Bram Dubois share second place. In the Logan Jackson Safe Driver Award, Kenzie Newhoff, who is back today, but at the moment doesn't qualify, even though it says he's leading. So Bob Woodhouse is currently leading with, let me get this straight, 0.00493 incidents per corner. Yes, that's how finicky we are when we work it out, and it's all done in my head on a Sunday morning. Not really, it's all done automatically. And in the Fred Bingham Forever Forward Award, Simon Trendle leads the way, Johnny Brandon is second, and Rob Venn is third. So, Pete, on this track that you've never raced before, but you have,
Yeah.
what are you expecting tonight? You know, what way is it going to go? Are we going to have classic V8 racing? Are we going to have, oh no, I'm driving a V8 on an oval and everything's going to go wrong? Or are we going to have a bit of both?
Well, we've got a few guys returning. Kenzie's one of them. He's on the screen behind the map, because I was going to talk about the map and then change my mind. The track map, when you go over the start-finish line, you've got this short chute that you do at a ridiculous speed into that left-hand corner. But there are people leaving pit road at that point on certain laps in the feature race, so they're going to have to be very, very careful what they do. I'll get rid of that now, and I'll talk more about Kenzie. Kenzie, super fast, as we already know. He's returned to us. Tyler has not gone on some sex cult journey this week. After all, he's actually racing. He didn't think he would be able to, so we appreciate him turning up. Looks like the social services have let him out again, Clyde, because Lane O'Connor's racing.
Yeah, noticed that, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he must have a tenor man on.
Yeah, we have a new driver. He's in pit road at the minute, so that's not a good thing to show. Marcel Frick, he's a privateer. He was attracted to our leagues because of the standard of racing and the sportsmanship. So yeah, he's in both TCR and in V8s. I can't remember. It was Stacey Boyd didn't race last time, did he? So he's back with us.
Yeah,
he
Tony wasn't here, was he?
No, Tony had some real life issues. So yeah, there's a lot going on for a lot of people.
Yes.
Do we get anything if we jump on board here with Tony? He's going down the start-finish straight now, so we can maybe get a bit of a lap in here. So he dived through this corner blind, and if there's cars coming out of pit road, you're knackered, and that might happen. So that proved our point very, very well there, didn't it, Clyde?
To me, that's very, very Daytona turn 1, but not as wide.
And way faster, way faster.
Yeah.
Who's car 91? Vincent will keep us going, won't he? He never crashes.
Never.
So through the first turn and into this crazy left-hander, very, very brutal, that curb on the inside. I do remember this now. And then almost a cut back on yourself to turn right, which is very strange. Doesn't feel quite normal, but all the camber is with you through those corners. And then round this little left-hander, down this quite sizable, and there's a drafting opportunity here, I think. Straight, and then round this 90-degree right-hander, then you get a bit of another version, but a much more open turn. Take as much track as you can and get on through the gears as quick as you can. And then you've got a heavy braking zone coming up, so there's going to be a snatched position here for sure, Clyde.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, that's the one that's a bit like the return to the oval at Daytona. And then you are back onto the oval. And you get tons of it, like you said before. So even if someone gets a bit of a gap in the infield, you may be able to haul them back in. Yeah,
and that will be the test on have people set their car up for the oval section or the infield section. We'll have to wait and see. Couple of funny things happened whilst Pete was talking. So when Pete was talking us through the track map, what you people at home can't see, but I can see on my screen, is as Pete is talking about straights and turns, he physically points at them with his mouse cursor, which I found quite funny. And also, I don't know if you can show the pit cam again.
Who's still in? Lane is in at the minute.
If you can. No, that's not
this
the one.
This one?
No.
This one?
It was what? That's the one. I looked at that and I'm thinking, how are people supposed to get in their pit boxes with them big grey boxes?
Idiot.
In the pit boxes, and then I realised that they weren't there. So yes, never mind. Back to qualifying.
Yeah. Oh, Marcel Frick is still in pit row, so that's not going anywhere. Last time we were here, it was a great fun TCR race. That first turn is probably the most technical one on the whole track to stop the car bouncing. A few more drivers. Long Beach put a lot off driving, I think. It's a scary concept, Long Beach in the V8s at the best of times. Somebody's off track in the foreground there. And they've reset to the pits. And I think that was Bob Woodhouse. I think this one's going to be quite an exciting race. The championship is all to drive for still. It seems like we've got a very healthy series going yet again.
Yeah, I would guess that we're a few drivers down tonight because people just don't own the track. And I do sympathise with people. Why would you buy an oval track if you possibly won't ever race on it again?
Yeah.
I think next time out we're back to I'm going to say normality. Is that are V8s ever normal? But we're at one of my favourite tracks again, and that is Road America for an endurance race.
Very good.
So, yes, I expect numbers will pick up for that. So we're almost at the end of qualifying. Currently, Simon Trendle leads the way, Johnny Brandon is second, and there is 3 1,000th of a second between them. And they are a good 3/10 ahead of Bob Woodhouse in third. Is qualifying going to be that important? I really don't know. I'm so at this. I don't want to wish my life away, but I'm so looking forward to the end of a race to see if this is Daytona-esque, where you don't want to be leading on the final lap. We'll just have to wait and see.
Definitely.
Okay, so let's bring you your starting grid for the sprint race, and I'm going to have to get Pete to do that because I've got to remember to do the grid set.
Yeah, and I'll have to embarrass myself because I was racing last night, so you'll be able to hear everybody's voices, so I'm going to have to do something about that shortly as well.
I'm sorry, I'm done. I can do it. I can do it.
Cool.
Don't panic. Right, so off pole is Simon Trendle for Team Chimera, Johnny Brandon second for XVR OAPs, Bob Woodhouse in third for NQR Europe, Tyler Newitt goes off fourth, Kenzie Newhoff in fifth with Tony Kloosterman in sixth, and Woodward goes off seventh, Bram Dubois eighth, Vincent Skilbeck in ninth, Liam O'Connor in 10th, Jamie Wilson goes off 11th with Marcel Frick in 12th. In 13th is Stacey Boyd, and rounding out your race one grid is Rob Venn.
Right, let me just do this very quick. Apologies, folks. Back. Yeah. This is how my brain works. Oh, it's supposed to be muted, but I could hear them a minute ago. Just turn off voice chat completely then. Okay, right. Done. Right, back to normal.
Okay, so cars are on the grid apart from one, I believe.
Yeah, tyres. Maybe a very big issue, Clyde. I think they melt apparently around here, according to a couple of drivers.
Yeah, I would guess just the oval section itself is going to murder the right front.
Yeah, if you don't set it up for the oval, you're a bit of a done deal there, aren't you?
Yeah.
And good evening to Alan Toon on the chat. I don't think rear wing is going to feature very much. I think they've got a very small, thin piece of tin foil, because they won't want any rear wing, will they?
Well, that won't bother Vincent, will it? Because he won't have his on for very long.
But, yeah, first 3 corners it'll be gone. So. Oh, I think we're somebody was revving, but Stacey's not joined the grid yet. I wonder if Stacey's not joined the grid, and we're going.
We are going. We're gone.
We are.
A good start from the top 3 anyway. Top 4, yeah. Really good start from everybody there, but this is where it gets tricky. Cold tyres, tight turn, hard braking. Oh, they've done well there, 2x2.
4 rows worth of it.
Yeah.
And more further back. Good grief. Nice driving, everybody. Oh, was that Vincent?
No, well, I think Vincent's involved, but that looked
like
a BSTV
messy.
car.
Oh, that's messy. Yeah, it was Vincent. Well, no block track anyway, so we are away and racing. It looks like most of NQR got through it, and Lane O'Connor was definitely part of it. He's left-hand side of his car.
That was who I saw. It was Lane, sorry.
Right, it's actually SDK has dedicated this crash to Rob Venn on my screen anyway. I don't know how true that is. We'll have a look at that again in a minute. We're just watching Tyler. I mean, you'd think that Tyler would be an oval expert. I know he's not in an oval car, but he's done more than his fair share of oval racing, right? Ooh.
Yeah.
And Johnny Brandon for the lead. Johnny Brandon for the lead, that was. Into turn 1.
Yeah, such a hard turn.
And I think that'll get repaid maybe every lap.
Yeah, it could do. It's one of them that you're trying to spot your brake marker. You're hard on the brakes. You're turning. You're spotting your turning point. It's a nightmare.
Yeah. Stacey he started from pit road, and he's already picked off one Rob Venn. But I think Rob Venn was in the deep depths of that crash. I've got a few gaps at the minute, Clyde, so I'm going to roll back time. There's my chopper cam. Oh, that was it. It was Vincent and Lane.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch that again.
Yeah, and I think Rob was an innocent victim.
I think so. Oh, yeah.
Watch Rob go around the outside.
Oh, tagged. Yeah. Right, let's go back live quickly before Tyler does something here. Actually, it's not Tyler, is it? It's Ant Woodward who's going to try it. Ooh.
And interestingly, and just to prove my innocence a bit more, iRacing is telling us that Heat 2 has already been skipped.
Oh, excellent. Well done, iRacing. What a clever little machine you're not. Right, so Tyler decided to go straight on at turn 1, Clyde, in the same way we saw Tony do when I was on board with him before.
I'm sure he's not going to be the last one to do that.
Nope. Johnny Brandon has got 3 or 4 car lengths at the very front here now. Maybe less than that. Maybe it's 2 or 3. These 3 are absolutely nailed together. This is Bob Woodhouse Kenzie, who we know is rapid.
I was going to say he's looking racy as usual.
Yeah, very menacing. And then Tony Kloosterman is just behind this group, hoping for a bag full of tow, and he'll get it. And then we got Ant Woodward back here in a little bit of free air, because that's teammate Bram Dubois behind him. And then less than half a second, back to Tyler, who's got Jamie Wilson in close company. And that's top 9.
Yeah, anybody that doesn't know Kenzie, he's made more comebacks than Lazarus.
Yeah. He is a great racer. He just...
He is. He's just very...
It's in his head, isn't it?
Yeah, how can we put this nicely? Temperamental.
Yeah. And I think he gets equally as annoyed with himself, though. That's
without a doubt, yeah. But yeah, just tremendous speed.
I think Vincent is getting much closer to Lane O'Connor, and Marcel, new to the league here. Don't know anything about him really at the minute, other than the fact that he really enjoyed racing in the TCRs the other day. And he's kept it on the track here for 5 laps, Clyde. So he's obviously talented in rear-wheel drive as well as front-wheel drive.
Well, yeah. I'm always impressed with drivers that seek out decent leagues rather than following the masses into what can be crash fest leagues.
Yeah.
We don't always get the biggest turnouts and things like that, but and I am very, very biased, but we have the best community, the best drivers, and always the best racing in all of the leagues that we do.
Yeah, definitely. Oops. Trying to get a camera on this guy and see if he's...
It's just the cameraman that lets us down sometimes.
I think that was a fast repair for Rob Venn.
Yeah, it's got to be too soon for well, it wasn't a drive-through anyway,
no.
But... So front two, I'm going to say the front two are dropping Bob Woodhouse, but...
Not really.
Do you really drop somebody round here?
I don't think he can. In fact, he's closing in again very rapidly. Look at this.
Yeah, you can get a bit back under braking, can't you?
Yeah.
You can chuck a blanket over the first 5 at the moment, whereas on the oval section they're quite split, but...
There's a few very close battles. So Jamie Wilson's piling the pressure onto Tyler, and Marcel is also piling the pressure onto Lane. We have clearly missed the overtake on Lane by Vincent. Let's see how he managed that. Rob Venn still in the pits according to SDK. No, we saw this, didn't he? He got on the inside here into turn 2. Yeah, nice overtake actually. Sorry, forgot about that one. It was live.
Yeah, Lane definitely left the door wide open there, didn't he?
Yeah, actually, Rob has been in the pits twice now.
Yeah, he's in pit lane at the moment.
Jamie Wilson on Tyler, and he's made that look very easy with a huge amount of overspeed. Nicely done. It's going to be hard for me to spot any incidents, Clyde, because every time a car goes past pit road entry, SDK tells me about it, and then it tells me he's leaving again, so it fills up my screen straight away. So just bear with me on that one. Kenzie and Tony. Look, Tony closing in on the brakes. That's nice.
Yeah, Kenzie's in a bit of a sandwich there.
Yeah. Bob Woodhouse is the target for both those cars. There is a gap formed ahead of them again. I don't know whether the front two just had something going on. Oh, look at Kenzie trying to do it on the accelerator, but it's not going to work that time, and he's going to become a victim here of Tony, I think.
Yeah, Kenzie knows, doesn't he, that he needs to get something done because of the pressure from behind.
Yeah. Kenzie.
Tony, a little twitch there on the bottom of the track.
Yeah, I think when you steer into this oval, it can feel like it's going to go on you. So nothing happening on this lap. I'll have a quick check at what's happening back here. So Tyler didn't manage to repay that favour and take his position back. So Jamie's got 8th place, up 3 already Nice performance. I know Tyler's got no practice in him, as in tonight was his only practice, I think.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look at inside information. So we're looking at about 24 laps. Interesting, nice wide pit window for the feature race.
Yeah, I saw that in the secret information that I was sent. Now, this is a bit of an unusual one, isn't it? Because it's a bit like Daytona, but it's not. Can you bring your Daytona lessons with you? I'm not sure. Tyler had to really correct, keep out of the wall there.
I would pretty much guarantee that in the feature race, somebody's going to try the undercut and somebody's going to try the overcut.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Leaders very close to one another now. There's quite a few battles either brewing or already on boil. But both the leaders just shot through turn 4. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Sorry, turn 6.
I was just concentrating on the Kenzie battle at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Only not really putting too much pressure on him, but this is what I want to see, is what goes on in the oval section. I'm pretty sure NQR have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of laps in practice.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Ant Woodward is catching these three quickly as well.
It looked to me like Kenzie was topping out.
Didn't sound like it just then, but...
yeah, I was just looking at the lights on his dashboard flashing,
okay.
so...
That's a lot of curb. Oh, the car was fighting. Yeah, that was nice.
Maybe he can't get an overspeed on the oval section.
Maybe
not.
Maybe
he's just got no gear left.
Maybe he's running a bit of wing, which is going to be a bit more than everybody else. Because everybody else should be running no wing whatsoever. Should be running a Rizzler paper, really, shouldn't they, on the back of that thing?
I'd be on full wing.
Full wing and maximum toe in.
You know it.
Oh, this is getting good at the front. This is getting very good at the front. Is he gonna? Is he gonna? No. He's not, you know. He's out of the gas.
No, yeah, I say it
he's
like
playing
he
with it. Yeah, he's playing with his food. This is the battle behind. I can hear an engine very close to us. No, it was the car in front. Idiot. Right. Let's go and see what's going on behind, because Tyler and Jamie are back together yet again. It's been seesawing away and together.
Yeah, trying to work out if they're actually catching Bram or not, or whether their little battle is letting Bram get away from them.
Nah, Bram's definitely stretching his legs away from them. He's quite quick. You look at his fastest lap, and it's out of sequence to where he is. He should be at least 2 positions further forward. On times,
yeah,
at least.
Bram was one of the few drivers that I saw have a big spin in practice, though.
Ah, okay. Maybe he's right on the ragged edge then. And possible a throwaway at any minute. Ooh. So... Same again, is it? Yep, out of the gas early.
Doesn't want it.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. We can get a ringside seat for this one. That's Kenzie on the left.
Yeah, Kenzie needed that.
Yeah, and he's away now, I think. Tony is next in line for Bob Woodhouse. So that'll create a bigger gap to the front guys, of course. You see Tyler and Jamie in the background there. The field is still very close together, really. We've done a whopping 12 laps already, and we're nearly halfway through race. Well, this is round 1 and 2 tonight, isn't it? According to iRacing, at least.
Yeah, but we've already done race 2.
Yeah, Tony's wanting through here. You can tell. Look at the car behaviour.
Yeah, but Ant Woodward is now getting onto the back of Tony.
Yep, there he is. Not much in that. Less than a second, 8/10. So he's reeled in over half a second in about 3 laps. That's nice. Oh, did you see how wild that was? Good God.
He
Whoa.
Yeah, he thought there was going to be a gap on the white line, which there wasn't, and then washed up the track.
Has he got damage? No.
A glancing blow
bit
like
on the
that,
rear. Bit on the rear.
Yeah, he should be absolutely fine.
Yeah, sometimes these cars behave like tinfoil, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Right, so further back than these guys, we have Vincent trying to bridge the gap now. He's fast. He's certainly taking half a second out the guys in front of him per lap at the minute. Then you can see further back Lane O'Connor. A fair amount back from him at the minute is Marcel Frick. Miles back from him at the moment is Stacey. And then Rob Venner's in the pit still.
Yeah, I'm guessing Rob has got technical issues.
Well, he pitted once, possibly for damage, and then pitted again, and I don't know why.
Yeah, Rob's not a
rage quitter.
I'm not on the lead lap, so I'm not doing any more laps. He would, if he was able, I'm sure he would be on track.
Yeah, because even if it's for the practice,
Exactly.
Right, Johnny Brandon seems to have cleaned his game up here. His fastest lap is much faster than Simon Trendle's. Either that or Simon Trendle just isn't yet trying properly, if that makes sense. Ant Woodward, though, has caught Tony Clouston. He's wiped out that 8/10 of a second very fast.
Yeah, going back to Simon Trendle, he's had numerous opportunities to have a pop at Johnny, and every single time he's backed out of it. So let's wait for the last lap. He won't back out of it then.
No. Now, something has happened to Bram on this lap, because he's suddenly fallen way back from where he was and into the clutches of Jamie and Tyler.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but you're right.
Apologies, folks, for me clearing my throat and coughing. I'm at the back end of a man flu situation. I've got no incidents for Bram at all, so I think he's probably just caught himself out on a corner somewhere.
And for any ladies watching, man flu is about 10 times worse than childbirth.
Yeah, at least. That's 50% of the population never watching us again, Clyde.
I have fireworks going off outside my window and we've not even finished the race yet.
I know, why? What is wrong with these people? Can they not read a calendar?
I don't even understand them on November the 5th. They're just basically celebrating a terrorist. But
well, yeah, and throwing all their money up in the sky. What?
Yeah.
Silly. But never mind. Who are we to question that?
Exactly.
Okay, so there's a few battles. Well, there's lots of battles. I don't really know which is the best one to focus on at the minute. Tyler is... Vincent's strobing at the moment. His connection's not great. I can see it on my other screen.
Yeah, I think Dubois, Wilson, Newitt is turning into a 3-car battle.
Yeah, definitely. Tyler's dropped off the back of it a little bit, and the Bob Woodhouse, Tony Kloosterman, Kenzie, and Ant Woodward is quite a good battle at the moment.
I think Tyler's actually catching them up.
Right, okay.
He dropped, I don't know, almost a second behind Jamie Wilson after that rub on the wall.
Yeah. Oh no, he is. He's reeling him in now. I reckon. Do you reckon we're going to see him drive out next time and just deliberately drive into the wall just so he can speed up like this?
Yeah, that thing has been known to happen in real life, to be honest. So.
Yeah, well, if you remember,
especially in NASCAR.
Yeah, we used to do it. If you remember,
yeah.
If you smashed up the left-hand side of your car on a road course, if you give the right a good hit, it would straighten the steering wheel at a certain point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Here comes Jamie. He's on the brakes early though, so there's nothing happening in this lap. That is Ant Wood. No, it's not. It's Bram in front of him. You can see the top of the last car of the train in front of them disappearing out of view there, and that was Bob Woodhouse. No, Ant Woodhouse.
Did I miss, or did we miss Tony Kloosterman going past Bob Woodhouse?
Scrolling. Oh, it was a while ago, and it happened a bit like this. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, yeah, so you can see why.
Yeah, got a massive amount of spin on him, and then he's straight through. So less of an overtake and more of a gift, Clyde.
Yes. Yeah, I just looked up at the leaderboard and thought, oh, hang on, I'm sure Ant Woodward was pressuring Tony.
There goes Tyler. He's not happy on that bottom line, is he? You see the behaviour of the car as it's contact. Oh! He's slowing up to let Jamie go. That was a big hit, and I think Jamie's car, he's broken his front suspension, Clyde. Yeah, that front right wheel is just not belonging to that car. He's probably telling Tyler to get on with it, but he's not going to be able to get that back.
Yeah, that's...
Wow, look at the state of that.
That's not pretty, is it?
No, but more than a bit of gaffer tape on that, I reckon. Right. Let's have a look at that again.
Yeah, can we see that from over the head? So Tyler's down on the flatter section.
Look at the wobble he gets. Massive.
Yeah.
Ding.
Oh, do you know what? Was there contact?
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. Shall we have a look again quickly? What I'll do is I'll go to a different camera before they straighten up. So I'll do this. No, that's just as bad. I reckon there's air. I think there's solid air, but there's not much. I suppose you could say there's enough then, even if there's any.
Yeah. I'm not convinced that there was physical contact there, but that's what we put up with, so it happens to all of us.
It does. Tony looks like he's catching Kenzie.
Yes.
Rapidly too. He's going to have to because he's only got 6.5 minutes to do something.
Has Kenzie used up that right front?
Mr. Wilson has visited pit road.
That's not surprising.
Not really. I don't know whether he towed, but his car's being serviced. Tyler's in pit road as well. Jamie's away. Tyler has... Where's Tyler? Has Tyler quit the session?
He has.
Odd. I don't understand that.
No.
Oh. Oh, right. This might be why. Oh, he's just pulled up. And quit the session. Maybe that appointment that he had, he did need to do after all.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Right, this group of NQR cars has started to come back together again. It fragmented a little bit, and Ken's is at the front of the queue. The front two are as they were, 3/4 of a second apart.
Yeah, 5 minutes to run. A popular pastime before YouTube.
That was in reference to another sentence that we said earlier.
Yeah, has Kenzie got enough to hold off Tony? It looks like it at the moment.
Oh, Nikolai's on the chat. Evening to Nikolai Bogatyrov. Tyler tried to understeer into the wall again, but this time there was Jamie in his way.
Do you think that's why he quit? He was upset that he didn't manage to get into the wall and straighten his car up because Jamie got in the way?
Yeah, maybe. Is that a message from Tyler coming into Discord?
I don't know.
Oh.
Try and have a look because I'm on full screen. Just an apology to Jamie.
Right.
And he doesn't think he'll be back for race 2.
Okay. I did wonder. He said he had an appointment today. And he did say that he'd had no practice as well, so maybe those two things combined influenced his decision. Right, so what's going on here then?
We've got 3 minutes to run, so I'm expecting something to happen.
Yeah, 2 laps to go. Oh, there is stuff happening, but it's further back at the minute. This is it. So this is Ant Woodward on Bob Woodhouse, and he's having a look, and he's having a long stare, and he's gonna get it done if he can get it stopped. Oh, and no wheel spin. Bob didn't really fight that too much.
No, he got it stopped, but didn't he? But he couldn't get it going again.
Yeah. Right, so
left him vulnerable now.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like Bob's doing anything with it.
I think Bob may be another one that's used his stuff up.
Oh, okay. Right, I think we've got this plus one more, would you say?
Yeah, we're just under 2 minutes at the moment, so yeah, they'll get to finish this.
Oh, Simon! Massive amount of wheel spin. Maybe that's an indication of how hard he's actually trying. Maybe it's not a walk in the park. There comes Jamie Wilson to...
Yeah, Jamie didn't do his teammate any favours there, did he?
No, could have at least twitched the car, you know. Given
could have at least done a donut in the middle of the track, didn't he, in front of Johnny?
Simulated a random blowout or something.
Oh, my screen froze.
Yeah, that old gag.
Right, so this is going to be the white flag.
Where does Barney sit for this one?
Oh, God knows. He's probably at a different track.
Right, this is now, finally, the closest battle on track, so we get to watch the leaders for a bit, Clyde.
Yeah, it's. I would guess Simon's plan is to be as close as possible to Johnny coming out of that last left-hander back onto the oval.
Can you just clear that off by sticking to the white line on this track?
I'm not sure because it's.
Is this a mile and a half? Normally?
It is, but it's gradually banked. So the lower you are, the less banking there is.
Oh, okay. So it's like the inside of a spoon, do you mean?
Yeah.
Right, here we go then. This is it now. And he's not got it. Because he'd need to be right on him. That's really well driven from Johnny.
Start-finish line is a long way around, though. It's halfway down the front stretch.
Right.
He's done enough. He's done enough.
Yeah.
So Johnny Brandon takes the win in the sprint race with Simon Trendle second. Kenzie Newhoff has come home third on his return. See, that's to me, that's the conundrum. So, you sort of know that, if you're in the right position going onto that oval, you're going to get a big run and you're going to take the win.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't work. So then you're thinking to yourself, do you know what? 15 laps ago, I could have took the lead easily.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Right, is this heat
I
one
wish
or
I
heat?
had done that.
Is this heat 1 or heat 2 for results?
Heat 1.
Are you sure?
Yep.
You're wrong.
No, it says heat 2 skipped.
Okay. Still wrong. Hang on. Heat 2. Oh, neither of them.
We had this issue last time, didn't we?
We did. Is it an SDK issue, do you think? Oh, there we go. It was heat 1 after all. There we go.
There we go. So, taking home the win in the sprint race, round 13, is Johnny Brandon for XVR OAPs. Second place, Simon Trendle, Team Chimera. And third place, Kenzie Newhoff, Hydro Race Racing Forces. In fourth was Tony Kloosterman, and Woodward came home fifth, and Bob Woodhouse rounds out that little NQR bunch in sixth. Sorry, no, he doesn't, because Bram Dubois got to seventh. Vincent Skilbeck was 8th, Lane O'Connor 9th, and new driver Marcel Frick in 10th. Stacey Boyd was 11th, Jamie Wilson 12th, Tyler Newitt was classified 13th, and Rob Venn classified 14th.
Right, so quite an interesting race, that one. I'm surprised that Simon, I mean, he tried it into the turn before the oval, didn't he? And he just couldn't get enough of anything alongside Johnny. Otherwise, it was a pretty eventful race further back because they just kind of sat in position. How many positions do we reverse?
We reverse 10.
So would you want to be Marcel Frick in the next race?
In my second ever race in V8ESC, starting on pole position. Damn straight I would.
You would.
I would be gone. I would just leave everybody behind, and I'd have this race won within the first 3 laps.
Yeah, right, okay. I certainly wouldn't want to lead this field away. But that is what is on the shoulders of Marcel this evening. Great to have him with us. He's not out on track at the minute. These drivers, there goes Vincent on a strobing effort. If you haven't done a pit stop yet on this track, you'll probably want to do it now, Clyde.
Yeah, it looks easy. It's certainly not. And although it's been many, many, many moons since I've driven this track, the interesting part for me, and I'm not sure how strict the iRacing bots are, but as you leave pit lane, you immediately turn left, and the yellow line follows you round the corner. I'm wondering if anybody's going to get that wrong and stray over the yellow line and get pinged for an unsafe pit exit.
Do the rules change if you're road racing or not?
I don't know, because it's a different yellow line, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's in a different place, and also, you know, that is painted on the track specifically for the road course.
Okay.
I don't know if we can see it when somebody comes out of the pits.
Well, this is Bob Woodhouse coming down here towards pit lane entry. There is pit lane entry. There it is. There.
Yeah, I don't know if you can pause the action. Or are we going to actually see it?
So down
there's pit
here.
lane, and there. So that hatched box you have to keep to the left of.
Oh, so you can't just gun it
And
straight to the track.
No, I don't know how far over that yellow line you can get before you're going to get pinged.
Right. Right then, Stacey Boyd will want to have better fortunes this race because he's been on the chat guide saying that his shifters wouldn't work at the start of that other race, which is why he was so far back.
That's never good, is it?
Well, no.
My interest in this race is again going to be right at the end, knowing, like I say, in race one I'm pretty sure that Simon Trendle could have taken the lead away from Johnny Brandon on at least 3 or 4 laps and didn't, and tried to save it to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So what is going to happen this time if those two are in the same position? Is Simon Trendle going to go, do you know what, I tried it last time and it didn't work out, so I'm just taking the lead?
Yeah.
And then what does Johnny do? Does Johnny then go, well, I managed to hold you off last time, so I'm going to take the lead back again? Or does Johnny go, well, no, actually, I think your tactic was right in the first race, you just got it wrong, so I'm going to try that tactic in the second race? There's so much that can happen, and that's even assuming that those two are still together.
Yeah, Rob Venn just took pit lane on the NASCAR pit lane entry slip road.
Ooh.
On the inner one. Is that a mandatory thing?
Yes, I think that is the pit entry.
Oh my god, you're going to lose a bag full of time then, aren't you? Oh, right.
I'm pretty sure that that's the way you're supposed to go in.
Right. I wonder if everybody knows that. You'd think they'd done some... Because it won't call it out if you're not racing, will it?
Doesn't show up on the track map, does it?
Let me have a look. Nope. Just gives you the start-finish line. So, this is Bram on track at the moment. We've got 4 minutes left of this practice session, warm-up session. So, where that yellow line is just there that he's passed, Rob was on that inner line. On that inner bit of tarmac, separate to the racing surface.
Well, officially,
yeah,
and this is officially real racing, you do not enter pit lane off the turn. You do enter pit lane through that slip road.
Okay, right, let's see what either A happens or people get penalised on.
I think this will probably show who has practiced it and who hasn't.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
because this is on the official schedule, yeah?
Yes.
So they will have raced this week.
You would have thought so.
But I don't think you pit stop in that race. Oh, here we go. Simon's doing the same thing. Right, okay. That probably confirms it then. What camera is that? Because that's brilliant. TV3, right. Just remember that when people start boxing the cars. Yeah, because it'd be dangerous coming off a banking that high. Look at the rake on that banking there.
Yeah. It's not a difficult pit lane to get into turn wise, but
Right.
you can carry so much speed down that slip road that we're going to wonder if anybody's going to get pinged for speeding on the way in or going over that yellow line on the way out.
Yeah, true.
The pit stop could be a game changer.
Yeah. That's Marcel parked up on the side of the road there. He's obviously had enough practice. Oh, he's doing practice starts. Good lad. Because you do need to do it in this car. This is not a simple car to start.
So that says to me, he's starting from the front.
Yeah, definitely. And good for him. Good on him.
He's not taking the girly way out.
No.
And going, oh no, I missed the start.
Well, like I would do, you mean? Definitely.
I didn't cast aspersions there, but
Yeah.
if the cap fits.
See what he's like when he right, I thought he was going to launch again, but he didn't. Right, only Brahma on track. Oh no, Stacey's come out again. So yeah, I mean, I think there's some good tracks coming up at the end of the season, isn't there?
Yeah, like I say, we do the final endurance round. It's 3 weeks time at Road America.
Yeah.
Then we're back on another street course, the Chicago street course.
It's punishing this season, isn't it? It really is.
It certainly is, yeah. And then we go to Aragon for the final 2 rounds of the season.
Right.
So yeah, November the 18th, December the 2nd, and December the 9th are the dates for your diary.
Right then, Clyde, do you want to extend gridding?
I will, yeah, if you want to do the grid.
Yep, so Marcel Frick in his second race with us, brave boy, will lead the field away. He's already on the track. Good lad. Lane O'Connor will go off second for XVR OAPs. Vincent Skillback will go off third for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. NQR Europe's Bram Dubois will go off fourth with his teammate Bob Woodhouse next to him on the row behind. For NQR Europe, and Ant Woodward, both their teammates, off 6th. Tony Klusterman for NQR North America off 7th. Kenzie goes off 8th for Hydra Race Racing Forces. Simon Trendle goes off 9th for Team Chimera. Johnny Brandon off 10th for XVR OAPs. Stacey Boyd goes off 11th. Jamie Wilson goes off 12th for Team Chimera. 13th is, won't be Tyler Newitt. That will be an empty space, and we don't think he can make this second of tonight's races. And then Rob Venn will bring up the rear of the field for BSTV Esports Green.
Yes, so good on Marcel. It's the only way you learn. And to be fair, he was very safe in that first race.
Right. Well, that's good to know.
So
he's only got. He's got Lane O'Connor to beat into turn 2.
Yeah, well, he could do that without a car. He could probably run to turn 1 quicker than Lane can get there.
Right, we are having to wait the full length of time purely because no Tyler.
Yeah, this is going to be highly tactical. Holy schmoly, I've just found some dinner on my t-shirt.
Is it tasty?
Cheese.
Tasty. Right, I am going to place the camera on Vincent. Oh, maybe not, because he's not there. Oh dear, what a mistake to make. Right, and here we go.
Coming on. Go on, Marcel.
Oh, and it's Vincent that's not gone. Vincent. Oh my God. Oh, dearie me.
Oh, some great avoiding action there.
Yeah. Who's that right up with? It's Bram.
That's Bram, just gone straight round the outside.
Yeah, Marcel has dropped right down the field. I think he's just trying to keep out of the way.
Yeah.
So he's done a really good job, actually, of very safely keeping out of the way. Johnny Brandon already up 4 places and in 6th place. He's not messing about, Clyde.
Yeah.
Overtake for Bob Woodhouse on lane.
What happened to Vincent? Did he have a bag full of neutrals?
I don't know. I'll go and have a look at that in a minute. Let's just see how they... Oh, Bob Woodhouse, your connection is awful. Is it Bob or is it Tony? I think it's Tony, actually. Look at this rabble here. Good grief. That's Simon Trendle, Tony Klusterman, Johnny Brandon and Kenzie Newhoff in reverse order.
Yeah, Simon trying to keep with Johnny, isn't he?
Yeah. Tony Klusterman. He won't be shy in putting a move on Johnny Brandon if he can have a go here. He probably will. Johnny's gone defensive.
Yeah, he did, yeah, which is surprising.
Tony's going to get overhauled by Simon by taking the higher line on that bit of straight. I think Tony gave him that, to be honest.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson had a cheeky look, but
yeah.
that was never on.
Right, a little bit further ahead here and following Kenzie. Look at this lot. Look at Bram. Good God, man. Where have you got that speed from? He's got 2-second lead, Clyde.
Yeah, that ain't going to last long round here, though, is it?
Not really. I mean, that's out of drafting.
Yeah, but it's clean air.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Kenzie having a look and Johnny around the outside. Or trying. That might have been Simon's opportunity there, but he didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, a little bit early in a 1-hour race for heroics, isn't it?
I guess so, but when you're racing against Johnny Brandon, you kind of got to take those opportunities, don't you? If they're not going to kill you, of course.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, although what I would say is possibly in the back of Simon Trendle's mind is he really doesn't want to do anything stupid at the moment because Johnny has now pulled points back on him 3 races on the trot. Yeah,
true enough. Bram Dubois, good lad. He has just done the fastest lap of the race, a 1:15.27, and he's 0.3 faster than anybody else. Here we are again, focused on Johnny. That's where the action's at right now.
Oh,
Kenzie, mega wheel spin.
Big drift there.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say that, you know, the other thing in Simon's favour is Kenzie is not going to be easy to get past.
No way, he's never a victim, is he?
So.
Oh, nice.
Literally,
here we go.
I don't think he's going to. I'm not sure. Is he going to get it done? I was literally going to say, if Johnny tries to force the issue with Kenzie, that could leave a door open for Simon, and it almost happened there.
I don't know that Simon didn't just get out of the gas, you know.
I can't see that.
No?
Nah.
Right, there's all sorts a bit further back. So Jamie Wilson has caught up with this group now. So his target is Tony Klusterman. And they are kind of stacking up here. Lane O'Connor, I have to do the shout out for Lane because nobody else is going to do it. He's holding his own here in 4th place.
Yeah, I think at the moment he's in a sort of lucky position where Johnny is putting a lot of pressure on Kenzie. So although Kenzie's not defending, he hasn't got the gap to Johnny to be able to take a very weird line and get away with it if it goes wrong. But he's got it done now.
Yeah, Kenzie did the switch back on him and he's letting Johnny go at the very least. I think he might find he widens his car out in a second.
Yeah, Lane's not going to get in the way until Johnny gets past.
Yeah. Let's see if anything goes on here. Focused on Lane. Because Simon's not going to want Johnny to get away here, is he? Oh, Lane's gone defensive on him. And pinching him. Oh! Good. Code Brown for the commentators.
It was a pinch, yeah.
Yeah.
Alan Toon asking, is Simon fuel saving? I don't
think you can. No, not possible.
Simon can't let Johnny get too far away from him, so
no, nice.
I'm not saying he won't do it later on in the race when he's got the opportunity, but at the moment, if he gets 2 or 3 cars between him and Johnny, then he's starting to get in trouble then.
Yeah, Lane went a bit deep into... Oh, no! Oh, that's weirdness, Clyde. Weirdness. Car inside car.
Yeah.
I've not seen that for years. That's just weird. No damage on Lane's car, but Jamie's car looks like it's been in a crusher.
Well, we better put an 18 rating on this video with Jamie being inside lane.
Oh dear. Now, Jamie's car doesn't appear to be affected, look. Or is it?
No, I don't think so.
That was just bizarre.
Just paintwork.
Right, where is our new racer Marcel? Here he is. He's right behind it, actually. Oh, Lane, where you going, mate? Pacemaker switched off.
Full tenor man. And Woodward is closing the gap on Bram Dubois.
Yeah, Alan says that Simon needs to stick to Johnny like glue. He really does, and he's got a big gap at the minute. Why does everybody keep disappearing when I select them? What is going on? Have you seen the timing tower? It's going mental.
Yeah.
I think there's a server issue in iRacing. Right, are we back? Why does it show? Oh, right. And suddenly everybody's back where they should be. What the hell was that about?
I lost Simon Trendle totally then.
Yep, and Tony. Right.
Okay, I have some sticky toffee pudding and custard.
Right. I'm not going to pretend I don't hate you for that. Jamie Wilson's car really does look like it's been in a mangle. And he's losing time. That was a very, very slow lap. Obviously, because he was all tied up with Lane. Where is Lane? Why is Lane all the way back here? Oh, yeah, because he went off track. Okay. Right, Bram Dubois has been hunted down now. He's got 2 of his teammates. This is an NQR podium if we were to throw the flag out now, which I'm sure they'd want. This is Bram Dubois, NQR Europe.
Yeah, and Bob are just dragging everybody else with them though, aren't they?
They appear to be, because that is Kenzie and Johnny there. And they are 0 seconds, we'll call it. Excuse me, behind. Oh dear. Still suffering with this cold. Oh, what's going on back here? That is Rob Venn. Getting a bit out of shape.
I had a look back now.
Yeah, and then he's gathered it together again. Right, I think Simon will have an opportunity to get back on this group.
Oh, no.
Because those NQR cars aren't going to give that up easily, and Rob Venn has been lifted gently out of 10th place and is now back in 11th because Vincent passed underneath him there. That was nicely done. Lots and lots of overtakes going on at the minute, or nearly going on. This one's on. Marcel on Jamie Wilson. I can only think that Jamie Wilson's down on speed now because of all that damage. It has to have an effect, surely. Has he got any steering issues? We won't know. We're going around a bleeding oval, aren't we, Pete?
It
looks alright, doesn't it? And the car doesn't look like it's struggling in any way. Doing a bit of wall drafting. Wheel looks straight. Yeah, that looks normal. Situation normal. So Marcel has just nearly got himself an overtake. Oh, bit of wheel spin. He'll know about that for next time. And I'm sure he's loving racing against Jamie there. That's a nice line from Marcel through that corner as well. Right, so that little battle's going to go on for a while. We have to move forward though, Clyde, because Bram's been caught.
Yeah, it's certainly on now. And Woodward's feature race speciality. Don't forget he got a podium last time out in the feature race.
I know. Apparently it rained fish as well. Right, that was a let go, I think. So Ant Woodward takes the lead. Bob Woodhouse is going to take Bram as well. So has he used his stuff up, do you think?
A bit early for that, you would have thought.
Yeah, that's what I'd thought. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Easy, boys. So Bram came onto the brakes very early and caught Kenzie out. And Bram will say, no, I didn't, because I'm still on the back of my teammates, but I think he did. And then Johnny got into the back of Kenzie, so this is all getting a bit tasty here.
Yeah, I think, I'm not saying Bram's doing this for nasty reasons, but I think he knows his teammates are quicker than him, so let his teammates go, and then try and be a bottleneck, if needed, to try and let them run away a little bit.
Right.
That's what good teammates will do. Not that I've ever had one.
Hey, what's that about? I was your teammate. Do you ever hear anything from Davey Hansen anymore?
No.
He was one of your teammates, or one of our teammates, yeah. At Phantom. He was funny.
No wall, no wall.
Yeah. Very funny guy. And JP Boussalan as well. I miss those guys. I wonder if they even race anymore.
John Manley.
Yeah.
Engerly.
Yeah. Or as Rudy said, JP. Oh, hang on. Who's that gone round? Oh.
It's an NQR car.
It's Bram. Right, so.
Did he go round on his own?
He went round enough that iRacing thought he crashed. He was on his own, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of close quarters racing going on up there, so.
Yeah, true. Tony Kloosterman has also passed Bram now. Now, maybe in the second half of the race, Bram, because he's quick, he's done some very fast laps. Maybe he uses his stuff up very quickly, though, eh?
Yeah, there is that possibility, yeah. Although, you know, especially with the draft track, it's very easy to get your brake point wrong and lock a wheel rather than hit your teammate.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, all under braking that was. Too much speed into the corner. Offline defending as well, so. Right, Vincent Skilbeck has caught up with Jamie Wilson now. Earliest lap for pitting, Clyde, what are we looking at, 18?
24?
24, right, okay, wow.
Yeah. Well, that's what the inside info says.
Right.
think it was 24. You got me questioning myself now. No, sorry, you're right. 18. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But a good 10-lap window.
Yeah, there's a bit of a gaggle further back here now. I mean, this is the tail end of the field somewhat. But that's Stacey. Just in front of him there is Rob then, and just in front of Rob now is Lane. This is going to become quite a little battle very shortly, I would think. The group in front, this is Vincent chasing Jamie, chasing after Marcel Frick, and then I think we've got Bram all on his own, all on his lonesome at the minute, Clyde.
Yeah, well, Marcel seems to be holding his own where he is. I think Jamie Wilson is struggling with, like you say, it's either a handling issue or a speed issue.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to hold out Vincent for too long.
No, Vincent seems to have caught him quick.
But I think Jamie will probably be one of the first one that hits pit lane to get that damage gone.
Right, and then the front is getting very, very tasty.
What?
Hang on a minute.
What's happened to Ant Woodward?
Yeah, where's he gone? I've just noticed it myself. Right, found it. It was an off track. Turn 1, I'm going to guess. Oh, no.
No.
Right. This is from the lead of the race.
Yeah.
Sailed it into a corner, and then into the kitty litter, and then the grass that's now slower, and then off again. Right, okay.
And that's first to fifth in one braking zone.
Yeah, that's crazy. Actually, that wasn't that long ago. Okay. Right, so Kenzie, he can sniff first place. He's not going to wait, is he? Oh, yes, he is. Wow. Oh, no, he's not. Right. Oh, big wheel spin. But he's managing to do this. Nicely done, actually.
Yeah,
Johnny Brandon.
Was like, I'm coming. No, I'm not. You have it. Aha, lied.
Yeah. He's going to cover off Johnny there, who's managed to squeeze his way underneath Bob Woodhouse. And Simon Trendle in this for fun. Didn't want to let Johnny go, and he's caught him again. We thought that had happened, didn't we? That he'd have the opportunity to make that ground up. He got a big amount of wheel spin there, though.
Just shows you how competitive it is at the front, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, a mistake from Ant Woodward, first fifth.
Oh, is there a touch there? I think there was, but sorry, go on.
An overtake on Bob Woodhouse sends him first to fourth.
Yeah. Excuse me. Just going to open a can of medicine, Clyde, for my cold.
Yeah, do it. I think these NQR boys now need to work together to stay in touch with these front three.
Yes, they need to stay on that draft train. And my advice to them, if they can keep on it, is just stay on it and don't try anything.
Yeah,
I think pit stops are going to separate a lot of people out here.
Yeah, don't fight each other, and
Yeah.
you've got a third teammate coming up from behind as well.
Yeah.
So
There he is in the background there. That's Tony Kloosterman. And Bram. Bram Dubois. Let me get some names on the screen. Oh, the names should be on the screen. SDK's not playing. Right, and Marcel Frick. Well done, that boy. He's doing very well.
yeah, let's have a look at the incident points. Nobody's got any worries at the moment.
It doesn't really come across as a track where you would attract a lot, so...
No, that's very true.
And I mean this in the nicest possible way, but the cream does look like it's risen to the top, Clyde. Because these three are notoriously at the front end of everything when they do race.
Yeah, and interestingly, there's no after you going on up front.
No.
It's Johnny wants the lead.
Oh, there's a nudge. That was a nudge. That was a bump and run. And Kenzie's got a bag full of wheel spin for that.
Yeah, that was, he did take that corner tight, didn't he?
Yep. And Simon's going to follow through here if he can, because he won't want Johnny to get a gap. We know that Kenzie's mega fast though. Look at Kenzie out of that corner. Good God.
Yeah, Bob Woodhouse's trying to fight back as well. Oh, Simon's just disappeared.
Seriously, this happened a little while ago.
Yeah, I know.
Look at the field on the
There
tower.
He's back. He's back.
Oh my word! Now that's either my connection or the server.
No, it's not you, because I'm watching iRacing as well, and he's disappearing off of there.
So that's a server connection in iRacing then. Okay.
Or Simon's connection.
Well, no, because Tony went and Vincent went at the same time.
Perhaps they're all sharing Simon's internet, and he doesn't know.
Yeah. Right, so...
if anybody needs Simon's internet password, just give me a shout.
So this massive pile of cars at the front here are all the fastest, closest battles on track.
Yeah, pit window is open.
Well, we should see one Mr. J. Wilson into pit road, you would assume.
I would have thought so, yes.
And I wonder if everybody's going to undercut everybody.
Well, you know, historically, if somebody's going to go long, it will be Simon Trendle.
Yep.
Nobody up the front ducking down that time.
Nope. In fact, I don't think we have any takers at all. So, Johnny Brandon, your race leader. Kenzie will want to probably repay that favour, won't he?
You would have thought so.
Yeah, Kenzie's not shy in those respects. So we'll see what happens there. Simon Trendle in third. Maybe just wants to be a spectator for a little bit. And then Bob Woodhouse and his teammate Ant Woodward behind him, trying to keep in that draft and stay with the top three, because any amount of podiums could fall out of those three. And then you can see the jump back to Tony there in the background, and then Bram in the background beyond him. And then it's this boy, Marcel Frick, who I'm quite impressed with so far. Showed up very well in both races up to this point.
Yeah, just waiting. Why is Jamie Wilson? Is he going to come in this time?
I mean, it might be just as simple as he's decided to fuel save and there's nothing wrong with his car or something like that. And we're just seeing damage. But those cars were fully inside one another. He and Lane at the beginning. I do like that Racing Forces livery. That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really nice. The amount of effort that some of these teams put into making a livery is just phenomenal.
Anyway, who's going to blink out of these three?
My money is on Kenzie. I don't know whether that little bump will play on his mind and think, am I losing time now? Am I losing speed because of that little knock from Johnny? That's the only thing that I can think will split these three up. I mean, you've got to think, while we're on an oval circuit where the draft could be an influencing factor, you wouldn't want to lose your running mates, would you?
No, that's very true. Or, you know, do you just go, all right, you're in the lead, I'm going to try and save a bit of fuel behind you and see if I can make my pit stop half a second quicker and get out in front of you. But then do you want to be out in front of you? You do, you know, if you look at race 1, but I don't think Simon Trendle had a particularly good exit on that last corner. In race 1, so I'm not convinced that, you know, you don't want to be leading on the final lap.
Yeah.
It's
Simon wasn't able to get it done though, was he? So
no, but it's a long way from that final left to the start-finish line.
Yeah, from here. Yeah. Got to get a really good launch out of that corner, and you're talking about having the grip available to you at the end of the... Oh, where's Kenzie gone? Oh, right, it's not where Kenzie's gone, it's where the other two have gone. We have takers to pit road.
I think Kenzie was the one that stayed out.
It was.
The other two came in.
Yeah.
Simon Grendel was pounding the yellow line, shall we say?
Yeah, he was. And Woodward's come with them, but they are the oh no, and Jamie, of course. Right, okay, so this makes sense now for Jamie. He'll want that fast repair kicking in very quickly. This pit crew will be like, "What did you do? Drive through the middle of another car?" Actually, yeah. Right, okay, so...
Why is Lane in the passenger seat?
So, Bob Woodhouse gets an opportunity now to get back on terms with the race leader, because it's Kenzie now.
Jamie, why have you got a full tenner man in your boot?
Yeah, and spares.
So these two came out in the same order that they went in, as in Johnny still in front of Simon on track.
Kenzie to pit road.
It's interesting.
And Marcel has followed him in. It's annoying this. I wanted to follow them round pit road, but by the time I know they're going in, I can't follow them round that first bit. Right, where's Johnny? Johnny's leaving that corner we were talking about before. Simon in his toe-ish. Yeah, 8.85 of a second. He's probably feeling some toe, isn't he?
I would have thought so.
And Kenzie is still boxed.
Yeah, but don't forget he comes out right at the end of pit lane, so...
It's going to be way down, way down.
Way down, yeah.
Oops, wrong car. There we go. Yeah, miles back. And Woodward is the car behind him. I think Kenzie will want to absolutely smash that gas pedal now. Right, let's see what's going to go on here as Bob Woodhouse enters pit road. That one popped up last minute. Did he follow the full road round? I don't know.
Well, you would guess that Bob is one that has done officials this week, so...
Yeah.
You would guess that he's done it right. Rob Ben... I was going to say, Rob Ben looked really quick going into pit lane then, but I think he got it slowed down.
Yeah. Right, so your race leader right now is Tony Clouston, and obviously he owes us a pit stop. We'll talk about some pit lane times, Clyde, once everybody's done, because there's Well, actually, well, yeah, there is. There's quite a lot of difference in some of them. And oddly, my screen, I don't know what about. Have you got SDK running?
No.
So my SDK has no pit lane time for Johnny Brandon or Simon Trendle, oddly. In fact, there's quite a few that it doesn't have them for. It's got their stationary time only.
Well, I would guess that Johnny and Simon are both slightly underfueled.
Right.
Because that's what they normally do.
So, Vincent and Tony and Lane are the only ones that haven't... Oh, where are you going, Vincent? The only ones that haven't visited pit road so far. Lane went very long the last time he was out on track, if you remember, the last race he did. So I think that's just what he does. So I don't really expect him in. Stacey Boyd, sorry, as well, has not pitted yet. I do like that livery. That's nice. I like that.
That is, yeah. Yeah,
like
very clean and crisp, isn't it?
Yeah, and sympathetic to the sponsor of our league, Simability, who do wonderful things for people with either disabilities or just less fortunate than some of the rest of us, and modify sim gear so that other people can race as well, and be part of the racing communities.
Yeah, unfortunately for Pete, they can't help with talent.
No, I have to suffer with that my whole life.
Lack of talent is not classed as a disability.
No matter how many letters I write to iRacing.
Simon is slowly edging back in on Johnny. I don't think he's in too much of a panic mode at the moment.
And fastest man on track, Kenzie Newhoff, and 4/10 faster than the cars in front of him. Seeing what his time was that time round. A bit slower that time. More in line with the cars in front of him. Trying to get it slowed up. You can see them actually. They were in the shot for a second there. So Tony Klusterman rolls round for another. Oh no, he doesn't. Ah, right. So Tony, is this a tactic or not, Clyde? Is he just middle of the race in it, or what?
Lap 26. Yeah, it's towards the back end of the pit window.
Oh, okay. Cool. Where's he gone? Am I losing cars again? Oh, there he is. Right, okay. Something sketchy going on with his server tonight, isn't there? Oh, right. So Simon's very, very caught up with Johnny Brandon. And I keep meaning to mention Alan's last message, which was that was very costly for poor Ant. That was when he went wide and lost 4 positions instantly.
Yeah, Stacey Boyd is in the pit.
In fact, they're all yeah.
I think Vincent's been in yet, has he?
Oh no, he's the only one that's carried on. So he's trying to mop up the lead lap count. Unless he's coming in this lap because he's going to run out of go-go juice. I'm not sure. We'll soon find out because he's about to rejoin the oval.
Yeah, I've tried that a couple of times, staying out and bagging some points for leader lap. But the leaders get in and out before I even get there, so...
Yeah, he's going again. He's clearly been saving something. To go a couple of laps longer than everybody else.
Well, he didn't use any off the line, did he? So.
Well, this is very true. Very true. Maybe he was just trying to get the slipstream from as many cars as possible as early as possible.
Yeah. Fuel saving from the get-go.
Yeah. Right. So this is Bram Dubois now behind Marcel Frick. Who's overtaken him in the pits.
Although Marcel did pit with the leaders, didn't he, or the same lap as the leaders?
Yeah,
so
very early. Yeah.
maybe there is a strong undercut here.
Well, Bram's showing that those new feel goods are effective, because he was really onto him coming out of that very sharp left-hander onto the oval. And closing in again here.
Yeah, you always get two types, don't you, of new drivers. You get the none shall pass brigade,
Yeah.
and then you get the sensible ones that go, do you know what, this car's quicker than me, I'm going to let him go, I'm going to tuck him behind, and I'm going to try and learn a few things.
Yeah. Well, Marcel didn't go hammering into any corners, didn't look panicked, and Bram got a big pile of wheel spin coming out of that last corner, maybe on cold tyres, because he's only recently been into pits. And there's Vincent pulling up to take on his fuel and tyres.
Yeah, so I'm waiting to see what is going to happen if Simon Trendle gets back onto the bumper of Johnny Brandon.
Yeah, Johnny's pulled out a second on him.
Oh, who's that?
Where are you looking?
Somebody was parked on the corner there.
Lane O'Connor. Right, let's see what happened to Lane. Where is... Oh, right.
He's obviously gone in backwards.
I think this is a two-phase thing. I don't know where I'm going to... Oh, no, that's okay. Jump up here and have a look. This is the same corner that Ant lost it on before. Oh, engine gone. Engine went.
Dodgy downshift?
Yeah, it must be. It's easy to do in this car, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why you have to blip the throttle for episodes like that one. Let's just have another go at that and go on board and see what happened. So he's in fourth. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
It sounded like he blipped it. But he's got no go in that engine anymore. And he's reset to pit road. And Vincent's back to... Oh, I'm not live. Oh, I am live. Why is Vincent back in the pits?
Let's see.
I thought I was watching my own replay.
Is he going to drive straight through?
Surely not.
No, as in, has he got pinged for an unsafe entry or exit?
No, he's dropping into his box.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, behind lane. Not taking tyres and not going straight away. Do you get a stop and hold for anything?
Yes, you do. And yes, he's got a black flag.
Oh, what's that for? Dangerous exit?
Well, it's got to be exit, hasn't it? Because entry, they would just give you time on your pit stop, surely.
Right.
We would have to look back at his pit stop.
There it is.
Let's see if he goes over that yellow line.
Yes is the answer.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, well called, well called. We did wonder, didn't we? It was...
Yeah, that would have been classed as an unsafe exit, and he doesn't make the mistake twice.
Yep, good lad. Right, so Johnny Brandon still leads this race over Simon Trendle there by 1 second, we'll call that. Kenzie Newhoff is 3 seconds back, just there, in third, and then 4 seconds behind him is these two, which is Bob Woodhouse and Ant Woodward, in that order. Then we've got 2.5 seconds to Tony, and then this battle here between Bram and Marcel is for 7th place.
Yeah, Marcel doing well there.
Yeah, I'm very impressed, I have to say.
I've watched that for a couple of laps, and it's not like he's putting massive blocks on or anything like that. He's just running his race, and Bram is finding it difficult to get past.
And I can only assume that he's driven the V8 before, because you don't just jump into this car and do well, do you? In inverted commas.
That's very true.
Right. The Woods are getting close together again, so Woodward and Woodhouse.
Yeah, that will be an interesting battle, because although they're teammates, there's a lot of rivalry between these two. They desperately want to beat each other.
Yeah, well, the boss is behind them, look.
Oh. I just heard...
Oh, there it is, it's Marcel. And his engine's absolutely smashed. Let's just have a quick look at that.
Commentator's curse.
I think it has to be. It's only an off track though. Well, so it says.
Either the engine blew or he hit something very, very hard.
Oh, he's hit something very, very hard.
Yeah.
Bit of a tyre off on the right.
Yeah.
And it's already gone, his engine there, look. And it's about to expire fully. Oh no, he's just reset the car. So that's a massive shame, because I think he was doing very well. Right, so that opens the window right up for Bram de Bois, if I can find him on track. But Bram is now in no man's land, Clyde. He's got no friends. Tony Kloosterman's 12 seconds ahead of him, and Jamie Wilson's 7 seconds behind him.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you, because I'm still seeing a replay.
Oh, sugar. Cheers.
There we go.
Right then, so, yeah, and Woodward slowly closing in. But then so is Simon Trendle again now. We've got, what is this, 17 minutes left?
Yeah. Bang on.
And if Marcel used his fast repair in his pit stop, which is easily done, sometimes it'll use your fast repair to get the flies off the windscreen, Clyde.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you learn, don't you, as you go along.
Yeah.
It's always I was one that I would always turn my fast repair off once I was gridded. A few times that bit me on the backside when there's been a big smash up on the first lap and I've been involved, gone into the pits, and all of a sudden I've got 17 minutes past, of repairs.
Yeah.
Because I had my fast repair turned off. But I think on the whole, turning it off probably served me well and saved me on a few occasions where I've had some light scrapes before the pit stop, not used it, and then been involved in something big afterwards and still had it to use.
Yeah. I think back in the day, lots of us got stung like that. I don't know, there's lots of automatic things now, isn't there? On Crew Chief and other mods that are available, like properly, legally available, if you know what I mean.
But not like the XVR grip hack.
Of course, which Johnny Brandon's making full use of at the moment. But Simon is closing, albeit slowly. Couple of tenths here, couple of tenths there.
Yeah, it's very cat and mouse, this battle. Johnny is quicker in certain parts of the track and Simon is quicker in other parts of the track.
Yeah.
Simon does seem a little bit, he seems to close up every time under braking, so that might be what gets him on the rear bumper of Johnny Brandon.
And, Tony Klusterman has caught his NQR Europe teammates very quickly. I think does he pit later? Yeah, by about 5 laps. So 5 laps newer tyres is definitely shown for Mr. Klusterman. Yeah, he's caught up with Ant Woodward there super rapidly in the braking zone. Oh, and Ant's on the brakes very early to let him through.
Yeah.
And off we go after Bob Woodhouse next.
Yeah, I think Kenzie's now dropping back off of this front battle.
Right, let's have a look at that then. Yeah, he's got quite a big gap, hasn't he? 5 seconds of nothing in front and nothing behind Clyde.
Yeah, it's
an empty road, he can't see anybody at the minute either. It's tough when it's like that, isn't it?
It is, because it wasn't that long ago that he could actually see the two in front on certain parts of the track, but either Kenzie's pace has slowed up, or the front two are just putting it down.
Yeah. I mean, we saw them nipping out of view there, so maybe on the long straights he can still get a view of them, but he pitted 1 lap after them, so it's fairly balanced, I would think. The key point here is that the 2 cars, Johnny Brandon and Simon, were stationary in their pit box for 25.4 seconds, about each, to be fair, they were very close. Kenzie, 27.6 seconds. So
Yeah.
2 full seconds longer in his pit box. And you have to say that there's 2 swathes of pit stops, some stopping at 25 and some stopping at 27, 28. There's really nobody in between apart from Jamie Wilson, who was stopped for 26. But his car looks nice and shiny.
Yeah, to me, that's the drivers that are taking half a lap less fuel than they need, knowing that, or hoping and praying that they can save it during the second half of the race, and those that are putting the correct amount of fuel in for the distance that's left in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. And Max Frick, I think, must have used his fast repair in his first stop, sadly. But again, like you were saying, it's lessons, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. You don't make that mistake. It's not a mistake.
No, it's not. It's just a judgment, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just a trick that you learn as you go along, and you don't tend to make you don't tend to do it too often. Once you've been caught out, you're like, next time I'm going to remember to do this.
Yeah. Leno O'Connor says on the chat, it seems either my diff or my gearbox blew up. I'd go out there at Clyde and say both of them.
Yeah, diff, gearbox, engine, everything.
Yeah. That looked pretty dramatic. And it didn't even look weird. Usually you'll see someone go from 4th to 2nd and the engine goes, or they've not blipped it, but it did sound like he had done, or he's got also blip on, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is the downshift was a little bit too soon.
Right.
But whatever it was, it happened instantly and just locked the rears up, so yeah, there was no saving it at that point. Now, I don't quite know what happened there, but Johnny Brandon was very, very wide out of the last corner.
Okay.
And Simon Trendle is closing pretty rapidly.
Yeah, he's back to within 0.4 of a second.
I'm just going to wind that back on my screen and see if Johnny Brandon got a handful of opposite lock there.
Well, I've got nothing on my event tracker, that's why I went quiet. Nothing there at all.
Yeah, it wasn't an off track or anything like that. He just, it was. It was.
Well, why haven't I got it?
So round that last left-hander, Johnny then got a bit of a wiggle on and caught the grass on the right-hand side before getting back onto the oval.
Right. So is this Simon's opportunity to pounce?
Well, it's definitely Simon's opportunity to get up close and personal.
Yeah. Tony Kloosterman kind of holding station behind Bob Woodhouse at the moment. They can't go flat round that bend, can they? None of them.
No.
There's definitely a lift. And then diving into this corner, it's hellish.
Yeah, well, we're inside the last 8 minutes now, so so this is the bit that I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I want Simon Trendle to have that opportunity to go past Johnny Brandon before the last lap and see whether he takes it or not.
Lane says no, he did nothing unusual, but he, and I'll paraphrase, wasn't very good in his opinion anyway.
So, nothing unusual then.
Johnny taking a really shallow line through that corner there, or rather the development onto the oval circuit. Oh, right, we're getting a bit tasty further behind, so Tony Kloosterman closing very rapidly out of one of the corners.
But yeah, let's be fair to Lane though. Anybody that wants to jump in the cockpit of this car at the ripe old age of 103, it is good for me.
So this is Tony Kloosterman being let go, I reckon, by Bob Woodhouse. It didn't look like a massively competitive attempt, but it has put Ant Woodward on the back of Bob Woodhouse again. Excuse me.
This could be on up the front now. So yeah, Johnny came round here and then went out wide and clipped the grass after that curb.
Right, okay.
Which was a bit strange.
Bit eager onto the gas, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know whether he got a little... It didn't look like he got sideways, but whether he was feeling that in the car and just straightened the car up.
Nothing on here for Simon yet. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Johnny Brandon doesn't make many mistakes, does he?
No.
So, when he does make them, you've really got to get on it. Make the most of the opportunity as it's presented before you. Simon doesn't make mistakes either very often, does he?
No, he's very cool and calm, but when he does, it's usually catastrophic, isn't it?
Yeah, he's very metronomic. He gets into that rhythm of ticking off laps, and he's just brilliant at it. In any car that we've seen him in. But then Johnny Brandon, very, very good, very clean.
Johnny's certainly not making that same mistake.
No, he's not.
So where are we? 55.5 minutes.
Yeah, there's only going to be, what, 3.5 laps for the leaders?
Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to get that many.
Yeah, right. Oh, a bit of sideways sliding from Bob Woodhouse, and Ant Woodward has a good look. Thought there was an opportunity there, and there probably was a quarter of an opportunity, so good that he didn't make any further attempts, because I think that would have ended up in a crash. And then they'd have been in front of the team boss, and nobody wants that, do they?
Simon Trendle looks like he's taking different lines into that last corner to try and work out which one gives him the best run out.
Right. He's dropping back at the moment, but the toe is pulling him back in.
Yeah, he tried something very, very different that time, and he won't try that one again because that certainly didn't work. Where is 3? Yeah, so you might have been right. We might get
2 more after this one.
3 more after this one, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, the lap time is not massive, is it? It's 75 seconds or so. NQR have had lots and lots of sponsor coverage this evening for Simability, a series sponsor, and for Wild Rides, which is Ant Woodward and Stacey's company, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. A bit too late now, but Kenzie's coming back.
Really? Oh no, he is. Yeah, he's hacked the gap down from 5.5 seconds to 3.6, 3.7. And Jamie Wilson has caught up with Bram Dubois again as well, and brought Vincent with him. So at the end of the race, Clyde, everybody's on to everybody again.
Yeah, and I think on that map anyway.
Oh, Jamie nearly got it done. Sorry.
It looked like Johnny Brandon parked on the apex of that last turn.
Oh, this could end in tears. Bit of Rubbin's racing, right? Jamie Wilson, that was a bold overtaking. He's done well there. And Ant Woodward really wants Bob out of that position, doesn't he? Oh, and he's going to get it here. He might get it here. He's going to get it here. Right, Bob.
Yeah, that was done and done as soon as the back end of the car came round.
Yeah, Bob lost control of that thing that was fighting him, and Bram Dubois is not sitting back and letting this happen. A little bit more rubbing. That seems fair given what happened before. I think this is going to go on for a while, Clyde.
Well, it can't go on for too long because they're almost at the end.
Yeah. Oh, and Bram gets... Oh, dear. That's going to end in tears. Oh. Bram got a bag full of wheel spin and turns Jamie in his recovery. Let's see what happens with this.
Yeah, leader's taking the white flag.
And that's quite a big gap that Johnny's got now. 8.8 of a second.
I think Simon Trendle has got smoking hot tyres.
Yep.
He has just had a 4-wheel drift round the corner.
Ah, right, okay. Stacey keeping well out of the way of the leaders here. I think that Simon's got too much to do now.
I agree.
Do you think that in future races it should be, if I've got an overtake attempt, I have a go at it, because hassling Johnny Brandon seems to be the way to get him distracted?
Yeah. Yeah, so, we saw what we thought was Simon Trendle coming out of the gas rather than attempting an overtake. Will he live to regret it? I don't know. He's still got 2 second places. He's still got a bag full of points, but the championship is going to get that much closer.
As Johnny Brandon takes the checkered flag and wins in this second race tonight here at Miami, with Simon Trendle right behind him, but not right behind him enough for Simon Trendle. Ant Woodward got it done on the last lap there, and Jamie Wilson might feel a little bit cheated, Clyde, as Bram Dubois goes over the line.
Yeah, I would like to see that again. If Bram was out of control, then you have to take a little bit of the blame off of him, although it was his fault being out of control in the first place. But I'm always one that, if you're a passenger in the car and you hit somebody else, it's not entirely your fault.
Oh, right, he's let him go. He's let Jamie Wilson pass him before the line.
Yeah, well, that was fair play to Bram.
Yeah. That's quite a substantial amount of sportsmanship. And I can only salute that.
Yes.
As Rob Van rolls over the line. Not last, his last car over the line, but he's 9th, which is a great result compared to the first race where he had such trouble. Excuse me. Right then. Lots of drama at the end of that race, Clyde.
Yeah, which, to be fair, we do see quite often.
Yeah, we do, yes.
It's easy to, we've said before, to use your stuff up in this car, and somebody goes flying off, and you're like, wow, they're quick, and then come the end of the race, you're like, whoa, they must have a problem, they're so slow, but it could be they've just burned the tyres out.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Right, shall we go to some results?
It won't be Heat 2. There you go.
Yep, there we go.
So, double win tonight for Johnny Brandon for XVR OAPs. Second again, Simon Trendle, Team Chimera, and Kenzie Newhoff in third for Hydra Race Racing Forces. Tony Kloosterman came home fourth with Ant Woodward fifth. Bob Woodhouse in 6th, Jamie Wilson 7th, very sporting Bram Dubois in 8th, Rob Venn finished 9th, Stacey Boyd 10th, Vincent Skilbeck, bit of a disastrous evening, in 11th, Marcel Frick in 12th, Lane O'Connor 13th, and Tyler Newitt didn't start.
Yeah, well done. Right, I'll start sorting things out, getting us ready for some interviews. Where am I going? Can't even remember. Yeah, I think in terms of, challenging Johnny Brandon, you can sit behind him all race if you chose to. I don't know whether that's the right tactic for getting in his head, if you know what I mean, as opposed to sitting there, fuel saving, things like that.
Yeah, I genuinely believe the best tactic to deal with Johnny Brandon is get behind him and just punt him off into the wall. Say sorry. Yeah, oh, sorry, mate. Foot slipped. I blinked, sneezed, whatever excuse you want to take from the Pete Bingham book of racing excuses.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then you don't have to worry about him for the rest of the race.
Oh, I've just seen where Barney was. Right, okay. Right, should we get someone in for an interview if there's anybody there?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's bring in our new driver.
Oh, right.
Marcel Frick, welcome to the booth and welcome to the league.
Hello, Bob.
Hello. So, first of all, did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, very much. Was fun. I'm still learning, so I'm new to the V8, but it's very fun.
It certainly is. It's one of those cars that when you get it right, not that I ever did get it right, but when you get it right, it's very, very rewarding. So race one finished in 10th position. How did the race go?
The first race was not that good because I was a lot struggling with the tires on braking and on throttle. Always wheel spin and always just on the brakes, not that good. So yes, I was a bit struggling in the second part of the 30 minutes.
Okay, and obviously 10th place meant a reverse grid pole, and there was a little bit of a debate between myself and Pete as to, being a new driver in the league, would you take your pole position, or would you, sort of go, oh, I don't know, I might start from pit lane, but you did. You got a good start, and then it looked like you very carefully got out of the way, let the cars go, and then got your head down and tried to see what you could do with your lap times.
Yes, so the start was not that good because with the start procedure, I just need to get used to it. But afterwards, I had a decent pace, I think, for my first V8 race. But then in the double right-hander, I messed it up and got into the wall. And I did not recognize that we have a fast repair, so I waited in the pit, unfortunate.
Right, okay, yeah, we was trying to work out what had happened there, but I would say, certainly from watching you race tonight, I would say that was a fairly successful meeting for you. It does take time and patience, this car, to work your way up the grid, but you look like you can handle yourself in a race car. You look very safe, not hot-headed, and just the type of driver that we enjoy watching in this league.
Thank you very much.
What we always do with anybody that we interview, we say, are there any shout-outs that you want to give to anybody?
For YouTube, for this commentary, it's I just watched the video from Wednesday. It's great to hear you, and yeah, it's a good community. I'm glad to be here, and everyone welcomes me. So yeah, thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to seeing you racing in the future. Glad you enjoyed yourself on your first outing in the V8. Marcel Frick.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Okay, always nice to speak to a new driver. It can be daunting, can't it? Coming into a well-established league with drivers that have been racing with us for, longer than Tony Kloosterman is old. But yeah, it's great to get new drivers in, and great when they come into the booth and chat with us. And I'm sure we're going to see Marcel move his self up the grid, if not during the remainder of this season, certainly ready for next season. Right, we haven't got Johnny Brandon in yet because he's probably busy thanking all of the Panini suppliers on his YouTube channel. So let's bring in double second place for you, Pete. It's Mr. Simon Trendle.
Simon Trendle. Good evening.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
We're very well. We've been sat on the edge of our seats most of the night, waiting for you to do something with Johnny Brandon.
Well, I could have crashed into him, but that's about all I could have done.
Well, Clyde was at one point advocating that. Yeah, he was fully on that particular tactic. race 1, you got away front row. Were you pole? I can't remember. Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
were.
I was.
And
By
Johnny,
4
yeah,
thousandths of a second.
by nothing at all. Yeah, and Johnny got the lead fairly early on, and you sat very close behind Johnny, making yourself known in his mirrors, definitely. I don't know how much you were struggling to keep up, if you were at all, or whether that was just routine. But you made an attempt right at the end of the last lap, at the very sharp turn before you rejoin the oval circuit, and it kind of just didn't work out for you.
No, so yeah, he passed me lap 1 going around the oval because he got a massive run that I could never replicate at any point. I'm assuming it was just a case of new tyres, lap 1, really close in the hairpin because I was being cautious, and then he just let that run on me. And then the rest of the race, I knew my tyres were not going to be great. It's not wear, it's heat, especially on the banking. Because in practice, I'd done like half a stint, and I run through the pit lane just to sort of practice the pit entry, and then came back out, and I was setting like close to PBs again. I was like, As the only reason for that is the tyres are cooled down.
Yeah, cooled down enough. Yeah, give you loads of grip.
So all I was trying to do behind him was I was just trying to not cook them, and just sort of hoping that at some point later in the race he'd have the same. He'd actually cook his, and I could have a pop at him. But nah, he's too good for that. That's the problem. I mean, he's a bit slow getting to the interview, but that's the only part where he was slow.
Well, as Clyde was saying, he's got his panini makers to thank before he joins us in here. But yeah, he's notorious for running very clean races, if you know what I mean, and keeping his tyres in a decent state. And in the second race, you both made your way through the field in pretty good order. Kenzie causing a bit of a kerfuffle as you both went through the field. I don't know why Kenzie stopped for as long as he did in his pit box, but it was a bit longer than you two. Obviously, felt he needed more fuel, maybe. But then that left you two out and free to overtake. And we were wondering, is it the right tactic to wait and see if you can either underfuel and overtake Johnny in the pits, or do a last lap overtake so that he can't respond? Or is it get in his head and try and overtake as many times as you can throughout the lap? I know that's not going to be any good on your tyres, but
No.
I don't know what the tactic is unless you've got one in your head.
The tactic was to try and get to him, and I couldn't do it. So any other tactics I could come up with didn't exist. I could have. I didn't underfuel the car. I was right on my limit of where I could go and be comfortable to go flat out. But even if I'd underfueled it, I'd have just been inside his car coming out the pit lane rather than just behind him. So it didn't really make much difference. I was surprised by Kenzie, as he said, taking a bit more fuel or having a slower stop or being cautious on the in, because I'd done several practices of the in lap of the pit in. So
yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me if he was just being cautious and that cost him the second couple of seconds.
Well, the 2 seconds was stationary time according to SDK.
Okay, maybe not.
So I think it's just fuel. But yeah, it was still fascinating to watch. And Clyde was saying you were trying some unusual lines through certain corners to see if there was any benefit to some of them. Whether that was by design or by fate, I'm not sure. But things like that are required when you're racing against someone like Johnny Brandon, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming that was mostly into the hairpin, because as you saw end of race 1, I could not get the power down by the end of the race. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to do something different then. So yeah, when he made a mistake at some point, I don't know what he did on the exit, coming out on the back of the oval, he ran over the grass and just lost like a few attempts. And I was like, okay, that's weird. But it put me really close to him, and I just spent laps just trying to get power down out of that hairpin by taking different lines, and I couldn't do it. I'd always lose just a tenth. And then I'd put it back in the draft, but it was just stalemate, so...
Right, okay.
He's too good, that's the problem.
Too fast on this occasion, maybe. Anywhere else you could have had a pop at him? Turn 2 seemed like a good place for a few people.
Yeah, if I could have got far closer in the straight, I don't know. On the second race, I went back to max wing. So I don't know if that affected anything, because that oval corner, it looks massive, but when you're in the car, it's only just flat even with max wing, it's just
Well,
holding on for dear life. It looks so good on the broadcast. It's like, well, it must be wide open, but we're not.
no,
We're
we
literally
were.
lifting to try and keep that down.
Yeah, we were on board with you, and I was saying to Clyde, he's lifting, albeit slightly, going through the second phase of that oval bend, which I was surprised at. I thought it would be flat, and Clyde said the same. Yeah, very surprising.
It's flat in ideal conditions with the perfect line. It's not when you've got a car half a second in front of you.
Whipping away
and,
all your
yeah.
downforce, yeah. Oh, well, fair enough. But on the celebratory note, 2 second places you can't grumble with, because that's a massive amount of points. Albeit it's not as many points as Johnny's walked away with.
No.
But you can't grumble with the positions. 2 podiums. It's a lot to celebrate, so congratulations. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and practice for... which road course was it again, Clyde?
Road America, is it?
Road America.
Road America.
That will be a fantastic race, because that track last time we raced it was epic.
Yes, it was.
So if you're thinking about doing it, do it, because hell yes, that's a great race.
Cool. So
And we need more cars.
Yeah.
We only had like 9 last time there, and it was still epic. So
yeah, it's a big old endurance race, and hopefully more people are available for that next time. It's only 3 weeks away, as Clyde said before the race started.
in deep dark winter, yes.
In deep dark winter. Anybody else you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yep. I suppose to Jamie for being there and making me look good as he does. Yeah, you guys for running the lead during the broadcast. Clyde, with your T-shirt will be in the post with "I was right, you were wrong" about the session. So well done. Yeah, that's it. I think.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll look forward to seeing you next time out at Road America. Simon Trendle, everybody.
See you then.
Yeah, it's interesting he says that about Jamie. I think at the moment Jamie's getting a pregnancy test in the post to Lane just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got double race winner Johnny Panini Brandon in the booth. Welcome.
Evening.
So, double win, 4 on the trot. For the man that said, "Oh, I've got no chance of winning it this year," it's
I'm slowly getting used
now,
to it.
isn't it?
I'm slowly getting used to it.
Yeah. This was I enjoyed watching the racing around here. It was a strange one to pop up on the calendar. But you seem to, I don't know how much practice you put into it, but you seem to get to grips with it fairly early on. We thought in race 1 there was a couple of opportunities where Simon lifted, where he could have had a go at you. And then we're sort of wondering, is this one of those Daytona type races where you don't want to be first on the last lap because that run is coming? But it sort of fizzled out into nothing in race 1.
Yeah, I did 1 full stint in practice. I did a fair bit of practice, but it was just like individual laps. As far as doing more than 3 laps on the trot, I did it once, and that once was enough to tell me that the tyres were going to be a problem. So I didn't know if it was my setup or whether it was going to be everybody's or what was going on, but I didn't have the time or effort to find out why it was happening. So basically I was just driving and praying that the tyres clung on, which I struggled with a little bit in race 1 because I made a few too many mistakes, but race 2 I managed to do it the right way. But I think that was an issue for everybody. Tyres were massive around it. It's so easy to spin the wheels up or have a lock up, and for most of the race I was trying to control the pace to not kill my car, basically, my tyres.
Yeah, and then obviously into race 2, the usual reverse grid. And I'm not going to say this is different to any other seasons, but I think we see a lot more patience from the guys starting 8th, 9th and 10th coming through the field. And ultimately that patience seems to be. I know we have the different ones where was it last time out when the seas parted for you and things like that, but this time there was a lot of patience, and you get to the front in the end. Pit stop wise, now we was trying to work out what was going to go on with the pit stops tonight. Was the undercut on? Was the overcut on? Were people going to play it safe and just pit halfway? What was going on with your pit stop? Was that planned? Did you react to something else? Let us know.
I reacted to my tyres scaring me. So
Right.
by the time I got past Kenzie, I mean, you say it's patience. It's forced patience compared to other seasons because everyone's that little bit quicker, and it's not easy, And I keep banging on about the changes they've made to the racing in the car. Like when you're behind another car, you lose a bit of downforce and you lose a bit of traction, and it's not as easy. You can't follow like you used to be able to. So when the gaps in lap time are so small, it's very hard. Like even if you send it on the brakes, because you lose that downforce, it's even easier to lock up when you're behind another car. So it's you got to be very careful with it. And the pace is pretty similar. It's with the tyres. The quick guys seem to have an edge of probably half a second for the first 3 laps, and then pretty much it levels out. There's not a lot in it between everybody once the tyres, because the quick guys have used up a lot more grip by doing those quick times, and the slightly slower guys have got a bit more tyre left because they haven't used it all up, and you tend to be doing very similar lap times. So it's it's forced patience more than actual patience. You're just waiting for gaps and mistakes to have a go, basically.
Yeah, that all makes sense. I wasn't on board with you, but I was watching the battle between you and Simon towards the end of the race, and you had a bit of a moment at the hair, or coming in. Well, it wasn't even coming out of the hairpin.
That was a proper Code Brown moment. That one.
Yeah. I couldn't quite work out what happened, but obviously you was on the grass, but way past the curb. It was if you had a twitch in the car and straightened it up.
I had a twitch, and usual me just kept my foot in, and instead of it straightening it up, it went the other way. Then it went back again. Then it went the other way again. How I survived it was pure luck, and just ended up sort of straight lining it across the grass in fear, and just managed to hang on to it.
Yeah,
I was surprised Simon didn't come past at that point. Because I was in trouble, That
did give him an absolutely massive run, but obviously he couldn't do anything about it. But yeah, certainly tightened things up towards the end of the race, so that was good. So Miami Road Course B, is that now up there in your favourites?
Yeah, I mean, I always say I like the different tracks. I had to buy it for this race. So never done any laps before it, and I like those, because it gives you something to focus on, and you've got no preconceptions about anything, and it's for me it's just a bit more enjoyable, and it's a bit more of a level playing field as well for everybody, because nobody's done 10,000 laps around there.
Yes,
I doubt. Do you know what I mean? It's
we always
you go out Backfire or something. You got your specialist, and I like that.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. Okie dokie. Well, great haul of points for yourself tonight. I don't know what that's going to do to the championship yet, but one way or another, it's going to be very, very exciting going into the end of the season. Any shout-outs you want to give after that double race victory?
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how many points you get for a win nowadays, so I don't know what that's going to do.
Well,
I'll give a shout out.
I'm not telling you.
Yeah, you're going to make me have a look now, because I thought I was way out of it after my steering wheel packed up the other week. But the shout out to my teammates and to Lane. He had a very strange
that was weird.
Blow up moment.
Yeah, it was driver error.
I don't think it was. I had a look at it. I was desperate to abuse him, and it didn't look like it was. It just looked like it was a random weird thing.
That was an early downshift.
Is that? It didn't look like that on mine.
Yeah, that's what I would bet my house on it.
That's what I said it was, and he swears he didn't do it. And it didn't look like it on the replay.
Just the way the rear of the car locked up.
It was definitely the engine blowing. It was definitely the engine blowing. But well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's just rubbish.
If iRacing had simulated failures, then we could speculate, but that's all on the driver.
Well, there were some weird things going on in that room tonight, some connection issues, people disappearing and stuff. So I don't know if it was something to do with that. That's the only reason I give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. There's plenty of other opportunities to abuse him, which I'll take. So, yeah. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast as always. Simability for sponsoring the league. Everybody that turns up to race, and Simon Trendle. Brilliant, great race. You know, he was on me for the whole thing, and I sit here and say I was taking it easy and looking after my tyres, but I was sweating like a pig because he was right there. So yeah, it wasn't like I could just disappear in the distance even if I wanted to. So yeah, well done, Simon. Great racing as always. Super clean as well. So yeah, thanks guys.
Excellent. We'll see you in 3 weeks' time at Road America.
Indeed. Is it 3 weeks? Is it?
It is 3 weeks this time, yeah. I think there's something iRacing-y going on in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, yeah, I might actually be doing that. GT3 stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but yeah. Okie dokie, we'll see you in 3 weeks.
Nice one, guys. Thank you.
Okay, next up for you, Pete. Double 4th place, Tony Klosterman.
Yeah, good evening, Tony.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so it's great to have you back racing with us. And Miami Road seems to have done very well for you, really. Tell us about your first race first, because you got 2 4th places, but they weren't easily achieved. You fought tooth and nail for both, really, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought I had reasonable pace considering a minimal amount of practice this week. It's an interesting track. It's difficult in spots, but yeah, decent pace, and teammates cooperated a bit in the second race, which really was nice and helpful. So yeah, good result, good team result as well.
Yeah, quite a lot of NQR Europe cars in the top 10 in both races. We saw you pitting in the second race, kind of at the halfway mark, 33 minutes. I think you went into the box. A good pit stop, and out behind you two NQR Europe teammates of Woodward and Woodhouse, and then slowly pick them off over the next few laps. A few incidents and errors on their parts, but you look pretty clean and error-free tonight.
Yeah, in fact, I think I'm the only person that didn't have an incident tonight, so that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I went long in the first race, the first half, just to lead some laps, and I think all of our cars led some laps today, which was kind of nice. I don't think we've done that before. And you know, after the pit stop, I obviously fresher tires, I was able to close up the gap, and then the guys were kind enough to gift me a couple of places.
Yeah, and obviously championship-wise, 2 4th places is not shabby at all. I'm pretty sure you'd prefer to be at least have one toe on the podium, but not for tonight. Maybe at Road America. I know you've done a million laps there, because we broadcast most of them. So yeah, are you hopeful for a really good finish at Road America?
I think 4th place is probably where I'm at, based on Simon, Johnny, and Kenzie. After those 3, I think that the rest of us are pretty much fighting for 4th, 5th. So I'll be happy with that. If a podium happens for some reason, I'll gladly accept it, of course. But we'll have to see how things go. As you guys know, my family life right now is in a bit of turmoil. So make the races when we can, and we'll try and do our best when we get there.
Yeah, hopefully this was a good dose of cathartic racing to let you think about something a bit different for a while. Last question for you. We don't often go to this track. Was there any aspect of it which made you sit up and think twice about it?
I had done this track when I first started with iRacing about 10 years ago and raced the DP here, so I was familiar with it. The one thing that kind of got me this week was pit entry. I was trying pit entry from the oval portion at the exit of turn 4, and I kept getting an unsafe entry, and eventually figured out that I was entering from the wrong road. So anyways, that was it took me 4 or 5 attempts before that kicked in and I realized what I was doing.
Oh well, we have lessons to learn everywhere we go in life, so hopefully your private life will calm down for you and give you some time to relax and stuff, and maybe we'll see you at Road America if that happens.
Yeah.
Great racing tonight, and congratulations on 2 4th places. Tony Kloosterman, everybody.
Thank you, and I'd like to thank our sponsors, Simability, Wild Rides, you guys for doing the league, obviously, and the teammates for working hard this week.
Brilliant. Thought I'd done that already. Clearly hadn't. Cheers, Tony.
Okay, so
if you can find a decent commentator, Clyde, it'd be great, wouldn't it?
He's actually forgotten where he is at the moment. So let's bring in. Now this is weird, isn't it? So double 5th place and Woodward. So
5-5.
the top 5 finished in exactly the same order in both races.
Top 6.
So is it really?
I think so.
I didn't go down to 6th. Bob Woodhouse.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it was 6.
7.
Yeah.
Actually. Oh no, yeah, 6.
So you're the 5th worst of the top 5.
Yep, love it. Well happy.
Now, to be honest,
There we go.
and this no. This is going to sound bad, but it's meant good. You had, from what I was watching, a really boring evening. You wasn't involved in a great deal apart from with teammates. I didn't see you steering off into a wall somewhere. It looked all very calm and cool and under control. I'm sure you're going to tell me it was the exact opposite.
No, you're kind of right. That's exactly what I wanted. A dull evening, just no drama. I wanted to run my race at my pace, and I thought if I do that, I got half a chance of doing okay. And we did a good job of that tonight as a team, I think, because we were always around each other, and it was, we just didn't interrupt each other's pace. And this car, you can have pace at one section of the race, and then it'll go away at the end or whatever. And we just, played it good, and there was no drama. So other than going on the grass a bit at one point, there was no drama, so it was good.
Yeah, like you say, the team itself had a fantastic evening. Individually, 2 5th places, and looking at the drivers in front of you, there is certainly nothing to be ashamed of there. But maybe the icing on the cake, a certain Bob Woodhouse behind you in both races.
Oh, that's an interesting stat that I hadn't realised that happened tonight. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks. I'll be sure to mention that in the future. Made up. Absolutely made up.
I know there's some very friendly rivalry between you two.
I hate him.
And weirdly, practice. Let me have a quick look at qualifying. Yeah, and qualifying. It looked like Bob had your measure this week, but in the race it was the other way round.
Yeah, I had a good car for the long run, so yeah, it was a jet at the end of the race. So yeah, that was the key to that. If you look at both races, I only just got back past him at the end, and that was because I'd let him past earlier. And I was saying, I'm still here, you know. You didn't pull away, so he let me back past. So yeah, I made up with that. Car was good. It's still fast in the end of the stint, and didn't want to kill me too much.
Okay, and Road America in 3 weeks' time. How are you going to go around there?
I love it, and Joro, I love them, so really looking forward to that one. Didn't think this one was. I didn't really come to this thinking I'd be doing very well. Like you said, practice and quali. Bram was the fastest this week. It's his birthday today, as well.
Okay, we didn't know that.
Yeah,
we'll get Pete to sing birthday. To him. He'll never want another birthday.
Absolutely. Just let me sort my throat out a second.
Do you actually know how old he is?
No, he's handsome. I know that.
No, we'll make it up. Then 57, that'll do.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, he's the most handsome team member by a mile.
That's not really hard in that team, though, is it? To be honest.
No.
Yeah, it is a bit like the Addams family, to be honest.
Not now. Now we've got Bram. We're 20% more handsome.
Oh right, it was Boyzone now. So yeah, it was a surprise track on the schedule, but ultimately gave us some really good racing, and I don't know what your thoughts are, Ant, but I wouldn't be too upset if it appeared on a schedule in the future.
No, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's same as Indy. We went into Indy Road, and I thought, oh, this is going to be horrendous for these cars, and I loved it. So, no, I'd be happy to go here again.
Excellent. Okay, so a good haul of points for you tonight with a couple of fifth places. Any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go? Yeah,
the team, obviously, that was a great one tonight. I think every one of us led a lap and got bonus points, so... that's brilliant. Beat Bob both races. Simability. Stacey for not divorcing me this week. And Marcel for starting his first round and starting on pole in the second race. Well done to him.
We had that debate.
Yeah, and good to see Leno Connor back as well.
Yeah, excellent. Okay then, Ant. Well, congratulations on a couple of great results, and we'll see you next time out.
Cheers, boys.
Okay, well, I was going to get Jamie Wilson in next, but I'm going to have to bring in the birthday boy for you, Pete.
Yeah, definitely. Good evening, Bram Dubois.
Good evening, Pete. Good evening, Clyde.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm not joining in on that. Oh, no.
You did actually think it was Elvis was in the building then, didn't you?
Only if he would...
Or was it Pelvis?
Well, only after his death. But yeah, great racing tonight, Bram. You got yourself... what did you get? You get an 8th in the second race. What did you say in the first one? 7th, right. So consistent, at least, in that area of the field. What I noticed was you had really, really good single lap pace, because your fastest laps were very, very competitive. Was that car setup, or was that driver fatigue? What was that?
I don't know if it's car setup or me driving it, but it feels like short run was very, very good. That's probably also why I could hang on for the lead for quite some laps at the beginning.
Honestly, the second race, you were away at the races and gone. You had a 3-point-something second lead. After about 4 or 5 corners, that thing lit up and let off down the road, and like a rocket. And I thought, oh right, he's onto a winner here. And then about 7 laps later, your teammates eventually caught up with you, and brought Kenzie and Johnny and Simon with them. Everyone, yeah. But yeah, a little bit higher on the success factor in the first race. But nonetheless, you had a very, very busy pair of races, didn't you?
Yeah, but how to say it? I got a bit lonely at a certain point, but then in the second race, Jamie was like, I don't know, 8 seconds back. Then I made like a mistake in turn 2, gave it up all the way. And then we had some good racing. Sadly, I think it was some netcode, but maybe without netcode, I would also have touched him and sent him into the wall. So sorry again for that, Jamie.
Well, we did see an amazing amount of sportsmanship in that, because you let him go and at the very end of the race and pass you for the position. So we have to applaud that, because it's something that we kind of come to expect from our racers, to redress things in that way. But to do it anyway is worth a shout out. So from the deepest depths of my heart, thank you for keeping that spirit of sportsmanship alive in our leagues.
Yes, thank you. But then I saw like Irish said it was a 0x, so then I was like,
Should I? Who knows? But no, it's good that you did it. I think it's ultimately fair.
It was just one spot. If Robert would have been closer, then maybe I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was so far back and had like I think quite some nose damage, so top end speed.
Right.
I was a bit down, but I had a very close door banging a bit there, so it was good fun.
Yeah, it was, and I think you've showered yourself in glory tonight with that lead that you maintained in the second race for such a long time, and for the sportsmanship. Is there anyone you'd like to shout out to on your birthday? We'll remind people of that. We have to ask, how old are you?
I'm the young 29 Springs.
29. If only, Clyde. If only we were still 29.
I can't even remember being 49. At least 29.
Well, next year the new front door, so then I will start getting old.
Yeah, totally. The presents get more and more rubbish from this point on. But yeah, anybody you'd like to shout out to on your birthday, Bram?
First of all, you guys for having the lead. It was a bit special track, but anyway, somehow still quite enjoyed it. Also thanks to the teammates. They did a very good finishing, actually. They finished every time, like, what was it? 4th, 5th, 6th. So I hope the second race I could have hung on to 7th, so I was just behind my teammates. It would have been nice. But yeah.
Well, I think you've
Thanks
done
for the stream.
Cool.
I'll be enjoying it later today.
Excellent, yeah. And I think you've done a fantastic job with the results that you've pulled here tonight. And onward to Road America. And we hope you do extremely well there, if not better. But you go and celebrate your birthday, watch the broadcast, get drunk like I intend to do after this, and we'll see you next time out. Bram de Bois, everybody.
Yes, thank you guys. Cheers.
Nice bloke, really nice guy.
Yeah, I like Bram.
Yeah,
yes.
nice.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go from a nice bloke to Jamie Wilson. Welcome to the booth.
What an intro.
No, Jamie, there are 2 incidents that I really want to talk to you about, and I can't remember which race the first one was in, but let's talk about you inappropriately entering Lane O'Connor.
That's actually the third of the 3 that I thought you might go for.
Okay. Yeah, we sort of caught the aftermath of that. What actually happened?
I'm sure there's been discussion. There's been some server issues by the looks of it tonight. So solid air was less solid than normal, or more solid, which way you want to just define that. And yeah, I'd left a bunch of space on the outside there, and maybe it was one of these little spikes we were all getting with cars disappearing and stuff and whatever. Maybe didn't know I was there or something because I disappeared momentarily. And yeah, I guess we reappeared, fused at the hip, and I forget who it was. It might have been Frick on the inside. Then kind of straightened me up, so it all worked out in the end anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I'd say that was a weird one. And you're right. Yes, there is 3 incidents because I've just remembered the first one,
Tyler,
which
wasn't
was
it?
you and Tyler, I believe. Now, we had a comment on the chat that Tyler was trying to go into the wall to straighten his car out, but got very angry because you was there.
That's an interpretation, I suppose. Yeah, no, he just had some sort of wobble or something, or that it just drove him up the track. It does that. This is not a normal car to be driving on an oval, and it's not a normal oval to be driving a car on. So add those 2 factors together, and you get some pretty weird behaviour through that corner, where the car, depending on what line you take through there, depending on if you're lifting to save the tyres, that's a big factor through there, or indeed fuel. There's certain lines you take where sort of 2/3 around the corner, it will kind of hop almost and just drift you slightly up the track. There's nothing you can do about it. And it's 6 of one, half dozen the other. He had that happen to him, and I could have foreseen that a bit better than I did. So I could have given a bit more benefit of the doubt. So is what it is. It's a shame that he felt the need to wait for so long when my car was basically sort of gone through another dimension suspension wise. So yeah, I was all arms and elbows trying to get it back round. So but yeah, I flashed my lights at him to say get on with it, and then slammed on the brakes to give him the message and get on with it. So yeah, no, it's just one of those things. Truly is one of those never mind sort of accidents.
Yeah. And then obviously the final one with you and Bram looked like there was a lot of net code in that one, and it was one of them that, you know, it happened. Bram drove off into the distance, and I didn't say anything, but I'm sitting here thinking, do you know what? If I'd have been Bram there, I would have stopped and let Jamie past. And then I'm thinking to myself, did he think it was his fault or not? And then he said to us in the interview that, you know, iRacing gave him a 0x for it. And then right at the end, he pretty much stops and gives you the place back. And all is well again in my head. What happened from your point of view?
To be honest, it's a bit like the Tyler one. It's just one of those things kind of accident where we're both on just completely melted tyres. It's a tight bit of the track. You know, pardon my French, but shit happens. It's one of those.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not someone that feels entitled to a redress, even if it's appropriate. I don't care. We'll just sort it out after. We'll just talk about it afterwards. That's the best way. I prefer to do that than to have someone screw their own race for something they haven't been able to see back themselves. I'm of the view of it should all be done after the fact. Any recriminations about it can wait. So yeah, I didn't realise he was letting me through until it was too late for me to, you know, avoid passing him. If I'd seen him do it a bit earlier, I would have just gone behind him because he didn't have to do that. So yeah, bit of a kind of event for me with stuff like that, but oh well. As I say, shit happens. So
yeah, so you're going to punt him at Road America then?
No, you know what? I'm gonna bide my time. It's gonna be when Simon got me back for that Stetson crash in the Clios.
Yeah,
he was gonna do it at some point, but I wasn't sure when.
Yeah, keep him guessing. Yeah, and it you know, like you say, you had let's be nice and say you had a mediocre evening tonight. Are we fully recovered from the injury, or are we still on the road to recovery?
A bit of the latter. Let me just open my my trusty book of excuses here. Just get my.
Have you got all of Pete's books on that? He's got 7 volumes out now.
Yeah, I don't have enough bookshelves for that one.
Oh, right, okay.
But no, I was struggling to start on the brakes because the TCR race the other day which Pete can attest was a bit spicy
a little bit
from my perspective. After that, I just had a bit of an ache in the old foot, and I thought, oh, I better make a bit of a change. So I've reduced the amount of force I need to apply to the brakes a little bit. Not a huge amount, but enough to make a difference to that, hopefully. But it just completely has thrown out my muscle memory. So on the brakes, I was kind of over-aggressive on the pedal at the start of the braking, and then under-aggressive on it at the end of the braking phase. So that was kind of almost a feedback loop of trying to sort of meet in the middle the whole time. I kind of got used to it near the end, but yeah, certainly the first race I was struggling with that the whole time.
Okay then. So before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to everyone that showed up. Shout out to Marcel Frick, debut race here, I believe, and he's obviously coming to the TCRs as well. We have much to teach him on the start procedure. Tony's already taught him the cheating way, which I was very disappointed by. Shout out to yourselves for putting it on, and it's all good with Tyler and Bram. So shout out to Bram particularly for and to Tyler for both sort of in some fashion wanting to redress, even though they didn't need to.
Okie dokie. Well, commiserations on a shit happens evening. Jamie Wilson.
Cheers, guys.
Okay. Oh. And then there was one. Let's bring him in, see if he unmutes himself. Vincent Skillbeck.
Hello.
Yes.
Morning. Right, so race 1 happened, and you finished in 8th place. It was a bit of a brawl. This track it's a challenge, isn't it? In these cars, it's not simple. There's a few areas of it that can catch you out. I didn't see any of that. I didn't see you getting caught out by it. I think you just had a bit of a tough race, didn't you?
Yeah, I did some practice earlier in the week, and felt comfortable around the track. I just, don't know what it is. It's just I didn't have pace. I come into the practice sessions for the race and saw the lap times, and I was like, whoa, I'm a bit off the pace here. That just made me think, well, let's just do something really weird and random throughout the races and see what happens.
Right, okay. In that case,
when you say weird and random, do you mean like not start in race 2?
That was a internet issue. I pretty much almost fell out right at the start of the race, then came back just as the lights went green, and it wouldn't allow me to shift into first gear. So I had to wait till everyone went past before it would allow me to shift into first. So that was that issue.
Oh, maybe it's right. So we've had quite a lot of issues with the iRacing server tonight. So I wonder whether it's put you physically back on the grid, but given you the rules for starting in the pit road.
Don't know.
Because you're not allowed to engage gear in pit road until the field has passed.
That's very interesting.
We've literally had all sorts. We've had half the field disappear, but random half the field.
I just thought it was my internet, but hearing that everyone was having the same issues, it makes me feel a little bit more better that my internet issues weren't just mine.
Well,
in that case, nobody else had any problems at all tonight.
Oh dear.
They had the Aussie internet for the night.
Yeah. And I was going to get round to the start of race 2, but you've explained that now. And after that, it was a bit of an uphill challenge, really, because you literally let nearly the entire field pass, or didn't let them. You had no choice. And then you ended up getting a pit lane exit penalty and a stop and hold.
So the first one was a pit lane exit penalty, which would have been a drive-through. But then when I went to go serve that one, I pretty much skipped the other pit entry and just went in the other way. off the oval, and it gave me a 5-second hold. So I had to serve 2 penalties. So that ended that. But I still thought I had car pace and decided I didn't need a fuel save anymore. So just went full bore and had fun trying to catch up to Jamie and Bram, and then just sat back and just watched their race unfold and incidents and stuff. But I didn't really want to get involved in that. I was just happy to sit back and just watch them slag it out.
Right, okay. Well, we didn't know half of that equation. We only identified that you'd crossed the yellow line on the pit lane exit. So thanks for filling us in on the rest. Probably just, like on an Etch-a-Sketch, we'll just shake this one and make the results disappear and start again at Road America, yeah?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Cool. So, 3 weeks to Road America endurance race, and I hope you get much better fortune there, especially on the pit lane entry-exit situation. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and have breakfast?
Everyone in the league that turns up every week. Simability for sponsoring the league again. Everyone over at Wheelie Bins. Clyde for trying to sing happy birthday to Bram. I could probably make him do it again.
Don't
I could probably make him do it again because,
Just let me know when your birthday is and I'll give you the full verse.
Funny you say about that. It's my birthday today.
No, I know you're lying.
No, it is. It's my birthday today.
Really?
I've been, 32 for 2 hours now.
What?
Okay.
Off you go,
I'm not
Clyde.
singing again.
Oh,
no, I can't.
hey.
Sore throat.
Sore throat, okay.
Happy
come on.
birthday to you.
If you listen in the background, you can
actually
hear his neighbours phoning the police.
I expect you to send some cake to me via the outpost,
Clyde doesn't share cake. On any situation ever.
That
I've
unfortunately
tried.
is true there. That's never going to happen, mate. Sorry.
Damn.
It could be your 100th birthday and you ain't getting me cake.
So,
and you guys for the broadcast. So,
awesome.
That's it.
Awesome.
So are you and Bram twins then?
Apparently, yeah.
Brothers from another mother?
But is Bram's birthday on the 28th or the 29th?
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you're in La La Land, aren't you? Yeah.
Oh, that's just made
that's proper weird, isn't it? We've got two birthdays at the same time on different days.
But different days.
That's proper Twilight Zone stuff, that.
Yeah, I think I've just had an aneurysm trying to work that out, but never mind. It's always great having you in our leagues and representing the Wheelie Bin Facebook community and just being altogether a brilliant guy. And we'll see you next time out at Road America for better fortunes. Vincent Skilbeck, everybody.
Yeah, catch you guys next round.
2 birthdays on the same night. Would you believe
what are the
it?
chances?
Yeah. Anyway. So I actually liked the racing round there. When I saw it on the schedule, I was like, all day today I've been like, and then I genuinely believe it delivered. What about you?
That was thoroughly entertaining. I'd happily watch that. Well, race that again right now. I didn't remember that I'd even raced here. It didn't feature anywhere on my racing radar.
That doesn't really say anything, though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
When you do race, you don't know what track you're at, so you know.
This is true, but I had no recollection. Then when I realised which track it was when I was watching the intro, I thought, actually, this could be a bit tasty. But the drivers made it far better than that. The skill and capability of what we've got in the field at the minute, whilst it's not the biggest grid in the world, it certainly doesn't lack for talent. So Simon and Johnny made a great run of making 2 races exciting for us at the front. and then the battles in the middle were just constant. And we saw that pattern in the second race of everybody piling on top of one another right at the end of the race again, just to make my job even more difficult. But yeah, you can't take anything away from Johnny tonight. He's played a blinder, hasn't he?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, at this point, it's time for us to quickly shift focus to the most important award in iRacing, and that is the Bill Switzer Driver of the Season. But to win Driver of the Season, you've got to get some Driver of the Meeting votes. And I don't know about you, Pete, but it's a really difficult one tonight. It's, you know, the top 6 finishing in the same order in 2 races is weird. Unless it was, 6 cars in the grid, and then the chances of them all finishing in the same position, God knows what odds that would be. So I've had lots of thoughts. I've got to give an honorary mention to Marcel Frick. I think he acquitted himself really, really well on his first outing. And I think possibly if he'd have got in the top 10 in the feature race, he may have got my vote. Bram Dubois, birthday boy, and show of sportsmanship at the end of the feature race. Vincent Skilbeck, birthday boy, although weirdly, even though he's had his birthday 2 hours ago, it's not his birthday till tomorrow for me. And also he turned up, because you can't really say anything about his racing tonight. I'm going to have to go into the top 3 because of the results, and I can't give it to Johnny, and I can't give it to Simon because I expect them two to be up there. So my vote tonight is going to Kenzie Lazarus Newhoff.
Yeah, so that was going to be my vote. And I'm not sure I can agree with you. It's against my many religions. That means that I've got... well, I suppose I could... No, it just pains me in so many ways. Bram Dubois, I think, did such a good job of leading and not buckling under the pressure. It was just the other cars eventually hauled him in and overtook him, but his sportsmanship display was something that shouldn't be ignored. I also am torn because I'd love to give the driver of the meeting to Marcel, just for having rocks, because I wouldn't have been putting that car on the front row in a V8 race at the first race I'd done with this lot. I really wouldn't, honestly. I'd have bottled it. And I just think that's brilliant that he's done that. But yeah, my vote's definitely going Bram Dubois. I think he got to the front, got himself a really big gap, and kept it for quite a long time, and then the sportsmanship at the end. So Bram for me.
I honestly thought you was going to say, Bram Dubois got himself out into a lead, didn't buckle under pressure. Unfortunately, the other cars caught him up, put him under pressure, and he buckled. But yeah, I think that was a great night's racing. I'm really looking forward to the next round. So coming up next week, your TCRs, Pete, I believe, are at Donington.
They are, yeah. So there's 2 good things about that: Donington because it's a great track, and Donington because Wobbly doesn't like it.
Yes.
So he won't be there, so it'll be great.
Oh, right. Okay, that's fair enough. And then we are back with this series, V8ESC, in 3 weeks' time with our final endurance race of this season from Road America. So I can't wait for that. That's it, Pete. It just leaves me to say thanks to Pete for getting off of his deathbed and doing the cameras and joining me in the commentary booth. Thanks to everybody that joined in on the chat. I did notice there was no Chris Jackson tonight, so he will either be hoovering, washing up, or making babies. But yes, we do enjoy everybody joining in on the chat, and obviously a big thank you to all the drivers that make the league what it is. Big thank you to Simability for sponsoring the league, and I'll say it again, an honorary shout out to Marcel Frick. It's very, very difficult coming into an established league. I think he handled himself very, very well tonight, and as Pete said, he had the cojones to take that car from pole position. So well done, Marcel. So it'll be a good night from me. I'll let Pete say good night. So stay safe, everybody, and we'll see you next time out.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Just a reminder that I have launched Season 15 of TCR for sign-ups 2 months early. I'm usually 3 days late, so if TCRs are something that you're interested in and you like the league that we run, then get yourself signed up good and early, because I think this one's going to be popular. We've got Pro and Am categories now, so that everybody's got something to race for down the field. Thanks to those viewing, thanks to those racing. It's been a great night from me, and thanks to Clyde for hosting, and we'll see you next time. Good evening, everybody, and take care.